So good morning, everyone. It's your boy Big Ghost Rider, man. If you guys have not liked the video, I ask that y'all go ahead and double tap the screen for me. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell, man. This is episode number 50, number 50, Cruising with Ghost Rider. This morning, guys, if y'all don't mind, man, if y'all hadn't liked the video, go ahead and double tap the screen for me. You know what I'm saying? Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Y'all hit that notification bell as well. As I said, this episode number 50, Cruising with Ghost Rider. Guys, I would love to have y'all down below in the chat too. You know what I'm saying? So you guys could participate, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me know who you are. Let me know when you hear. My boy Donnie, when you get here, please say good morning. And we're going to go ahead and get to the content. So on episode number 50, I'm going to start off by telling you, just like I told you yesterday, if you guys are tuned in, we're talking about the Texas Democratic primary for Senate in the state of Texas. Okay, James Telerico versus Jasmine Crockett. So yesterday I told you guys in Tarrant County, the voter turnout for Democrats was extraordinary high. If you guys don't understand, Tarrant County is actually where Dallas is located at, okay? So let's look at some numbers and I'll show you guys right here. Here's the graph right here. And you can get this content, the source is down there for you guys. For Dallas, this source is going to be tarrantcountytx.gov. And when we talk about Harris County, the source will be the Harris County Clerk's office, okay? So we're talking about Tarrant County first. So in 2018, you had 1,786 Democrats show up and vote in the Democratic primary. You had 2,736 Republicans, okay? So in 2020, that's a presidential election. You think you would have more Democrats, right? You're right. You got 3,064 Democrats show up. You have 3,851 Republicans. So in 2020, a lot more Democrats showed up. You see, President Biden didn't do that bad. 2022, off-year elections again, 2,368 Democrats went down. And you had 4,407 Republicans. So twice as many Republicans voted in 2022 in Tarrant County, the Dallas area, than Democrats. Now, in 2024, the last presidential election, okay, you had less people voted. There were less enthusiastic Democrats. 2,109 Democrats voted in 2024 on the first day of the primary in Tarrant County. That's what we're talking about, day one, primary in the Dallas area. You have 5,527 Republicans. But guys, this year, on Tuesday, can I get a drum roll? On Tuesday, 2026, you had 8,365 Democrats voted in Tarrant County. So that's 4 times as many Democrats voted in Dallas than what? So Donnie yesterday, he asked me, is that the most Democrats ever voted in Tarrant County on day one? And I told him I didn't know. Because as you guys can see, the chart only goes back to 2018. So going back to 2018, that's the most Democrats, almost times 3, that voted ever. And on top of that, for the first time since 2018 in Tarrant County and Dallas, you had more Democrats voted than Republicans by over 1,000 votes. You tell me what that is? The source is pinned in the comments, guys. Y'all tell me what that is. That was Jasmine Crockett's whole argument. And that's where I had to start the live stream, guys. That was her whole argument. That she's going to bring out more people to vote Democrats that don't, because Texas has more Democrats than Republicans in it. So you say, Ghost, what about Harris County? What's going on in Harris County? I gave y'all the source. The source is listed below, the Harris County Clerk's office. You guys could get this information online too from the AI. Early voting for the March 3rd, 2026 primary elections in Houston, Harris County is currently having started on February 17th and running through February 27th. 2026 primary election early vote ongoing. Okay. Initial turnout. The Harris County Clerk's Office reported that the first day of in-person early voting saw significantly higher turnout compared to the first day of the most recent midterm and presidential primaries for both parties. So the same thing that happened in Dallas is happening in Houston, where you have more people that are voting. More Democrats are turning out to vote. That's facts. Now you say, do you think Ghost they voting for Jasmine Crockett? What you think they voting for if they voting in Dallas? Who you think they voting for? Who you think they voting for in Houston? If y'all follow the content, y'all know Ghost been saying, Brian C., good morning, baby. You know Ghost has been saying from day one. Basically, from day one, Ghost has been saying, hey, listen, if Jasmine Crockett could get 500,000 Black voters to get enthusiastic and to get to the polls, that's the best chance for the Democrats to win. Because if you outnumber Republicans and registered voters, but they keep beating you in elections, that means you have people that are not voting. Who are your people that's not voting? Well, look at Tarrant County. You got 4 times as many Democrats that showed up in 2024. And when Beto ran in 2018, you got 8 times more Democrats showed up and voted in Tarrant County. That wave so big, it's more than the Republicans. You say, oh, Ghost, they enthusiastic, President Trump. You see ICE, you know, Democrats going to show up and vote. Oh, yeah? Well, that was in 2018, President Trump. They was enthusiastic. And they didn't outvote the Republicans. And only 1,000 of them showed up. 1,700 of them showed up. So that's the argument. And I just wanted to get that straight from yesterday. And I want to make sure we have one thing certainly straightened out. If you vote, say if you're a Republican and you're trying to be a little smarty pants, you know what I'm saying? And you want to go and vote in the Democratic primary, that's fine, you can do that. But the Republicans are likely to have a runoff, meaning that you cannot go vote in the Republican runoff if you voted in the Democratic primary. In the primary season, whichever side you vote on, that's the side you got to stay on. Okay, so that was something I had said yesterday, so I want to make sure that I have that straightened out. If you guys have not liked the video, I'm make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell, guys. So we started out with that high voter turnout in Dallas and in Houston. That's looking good for Miss Crockett, Representative Crockett. So, guys, what I want to tell you guys is that Telerico has raised over $20 million. $20 million. Jasmine hadn't really posted all her numbers, but I'm saying that's like 5 times, 10 times more than what she raised. Yeah, and he's still needing money. You say, Ghost, how is he still needing money? How do you know that? Well, I know that my source is Telerico, his Facebook post. All the money go raise, how he still need money. 6 days ago, James Telerico posted, hey y'all, it's James. My team and I took a leap of faith and made a difficult decision yesterday. What? What we talking about, Mr. Telerico? Talking about a difficult decision? Where early voting starts next week in Texas, we decided to increase our TV advertising now, right before ballots are cast. That's what Jasmine did. But I'm saying, Mr. Telerico, you done raised 5 or 10 times more money than her, and you got them New York and them DC Democrats and the Democratic establishment saying you the future like Mandami. He was in the race 3 months before she was. I'm saying you done raised 5 times more money than her. I'm saying, how much more money do you need to let Texans know who you are? You had a 3-month head start on her. So I'm saying, I would think if I was running his campaign, Brian C., within 3 months of running his campaign in the state of Texas, I think I will have the vast majority of targeted voters knowing who he was and what he's about. And yet still he raised all of that money and it's still not enough. So he's on Facebook saying that they took a leap of faith, made a difficult decision, and decided to spend some of the $20 million that he made. I mean, that's not enough money. You got more than Jasmine. He says the money wasn't in our budget. This is Telerico's post. That's him talking. He said the money wasn't in our budget, but I gave the team the green light to spend more to get the message out to the voters. Yes, it was a risk. It's a risk. I'm saying you raised over $20 million. You got a super PAC who's spending $4 million. That's probably as much as Jasmine done raised total. And you done raised over $20 million. He done spent $6.5 million this year. Guys, this is all the sources coming from Mr. Talarico. He says, yes, it was a risk, but I'm confident. And if I explain the situation, my decision to all of y'all, enough people who believe in our movement, talk about taking Texas back. This investment will put us in a much better position. So let me get this straight. You talking about the future of the Democratic Party, according to the Democratic establishment, who done raised over $20 million, 5 or 10 times more than your opponent. See, that's not what happened with Mandami. You understand that? With Mandami, it was Como, and it was everybody else who had more money and was spending more money than him 5 or 10 times. That's a solid candidate. And he was doing it in New York. I'm saying, think about this, guys. If James Telerico, and I'm talking to the Democratic establishment, I'm talking to the Democratic Party in the state of Texas, I'm talking to James Carville, and I'm talking to all you YouTubers and legacy media who think that he's a better candidate than Jasmine Crockett. I'm giving it to you raw. You telling me if this dude who had 3 months ahead of Jasmine, say it with me, chat, 1, 2, 3, let's say it in Spanish since it's in Texas. Uno, dos, tres. He had 3 months ahead of Jasmine to get his name out. Got some momentum. He said he got 13,000 volunteers, over 210,000 individual donations from people. Over 210,000, average being $100 a piece. So you doing all this in your campaign, and you heard me say yesterday he's a formidable candidate, but he's saying he's still lacking. He know he lacking. Because Brian, see what I'm saying? If you're not what I'm saying is, if you're not lacking, then why you say this investment put us in a much better position? The primary on March 3rd and flip Texas in November. So he's saying he's spending money that ain't in his budget. And you done raised over $20 million. Good morning, Donnie. Guys, I just want to do this for Donnie real quick, guys. I know he going to catch up. You know what I'm saying? But Donnie, for yesterday, I started with this. I thought you was going to be in here. This is that data that I was giving you yesterday of the voters in the primaries in the state of Texas. And I gave you the source. That, Donnie, I told you yesterday it was inside data. I was just being lazy. I got my paralegal skills and found out where we could see how many people are actually showing up and going to the polls and vote. Of course, we don't know who they're voting for. We can't they're not tallying the votes till after March the 3rd, the night of March the 3rd. But what I'm saying, in the early voting, people showing up to the polls and actually voting. You guys could go to look in Dallas to see who's showing up to tarrantcountytx.gov. And if you in Harris County, you could look at on the Harris County Clerk's Office website, and it talks about the turnout. And and Donnie, just like I told you, they said over 15,000 people voted day one in Tarrant County. I'm talking about that. Look, I think it was like 10,000 people or something like that total in Tarrant County. Don't misquote me now. I'm freestyling and ad-libbing for Donnie just to catch him up to speed. But I'm saying there's an incredibly high turnout in Houston and Dallas. I'm saying the turnout so high in Dallas for the first time since 2018 or beyond, you had more Democrats to actually show up and vote than Republicans, Donnie. Just like I said yesterday, so there's the source for that information. Catching you guys up to speed or jumping back in, depending on where you're coming in, we talking about Mr. James Telerico, who raised $20 million. Wow, he raised $23 million and got a super PAC who giving him $4 million, so he bigger than Jasmine. He got a 3-month head start on her now to let the people of Texas know who he is. And 6 days ago, he on Facebook saying, hey, we praying about something. This is the preacher now. Remember this now, because I'm getting to something in just a second. Love from Australia. What's your dream? My dream is, man, to bring as much peace, love, stability, and unity in the world as one person can. Y'all see, Ghostwriter is crazy enough to think that I could change the world. Look, don't look at me now like I'm good. That's no good in me. That's good in my Savior, Jesus Christ. Okay, but that's my foundations, my deity, what I believe. I'm not going to force my religion onto anyone, okay, guys? Thank you for that donation, though, baby, okay? I'm not forcing my religion on anyone. It's just what grounds me. But what I'm saying, even though I'm a Christian, I know I'm not perfect, so I'm not going to be like James Telerico and try to wear my religion on my sleeve. Like he's condescending because he's hiding behind that religion. He's attacked the Republicans and rebuked the Republicans behind that religion because he's in seminary school. You know what I'm saying? So he big Christian. So he following the teachings of Jesus. This James Telerico, thank you for that donation. This is very relevant to the story. So that being said, Mr. Telerico, he on Facebook and he telling everyone that he's got to spend money that's not in his budget, even though he done raised 5 times more than Jasmine Crockett, his opponent, and he got a super PAC behind him. Now, the Democratic establishment, they can't see it. It's like they trying to prop up a leader. They're trying to prop up and make him be something that he's not. He's not Mandami. Wake up. Mandami was outspent like Jasmine was, and he still won. And the difference between Mandami and Jasmine, y'all, is that the voters didn't know Mandami. He just came out the blue, like James Telerico did, and was outspent by a more well-known candidate, and he wiped the floor with him. This ain't Telerico. Telerico's on Facebook saying that, hey, I raised 5 times more than her, but I need to spend more. It's not in our budget because we got to get in a better position to win. So I'm going to catch y'all caught up to that, right? Y'all up to the speed with that, right? Now, let's get into a current news story that I hadn't covered, okay? We're going to talk about Mr. James Telerico, right? Okay? Y'all hear me? He's needing money. He done went out there. I gave you the Facebook post. So, Donnie, y'all can't call me out. You can't call me on my facts. I made sure I got on point today. Okay? That's why I got y'all those sources down below. Okay? Because we want to make sure we on point. We're doing this for Representative Crockett, and we on day 2 of the voting. It's getting a little serious. Even though I'm not getting paid, you know what I'm saying? I'm not being lazy, and I'm going to give you the correct information. Okay, so what happened with Colbert? You guys hear about this? James Talarico, he's supposed to go do an interview or going to go on a late night show. And so, I'm sorry, Democrats, but y'all want truth. Because, see, Democrats, the reason why y'all losing, because you trying to pick the weaker candidate because you scared to lose. It's like you dying 2 times. I'm going to go grab the weaker candidate because I think he could win. I'm not going to let it be natural. I'm going to just grab a weaker candidate because I think he could win, and I'm going to prop him up, and he get demolished. Even worse, You should stay with the other candidate, be natural. I'm not going to get off point, but hey, James Telerico, they trying to blame President Trump and the FCC for him not doing his interview when there was other options. But they blaming President Trump. Let's talk about what happened, though. If y'all didn't hear about that, here it is. Houston Public Media, the source, this was published on February 18th. Texas Senate Democratic candidate James Talarico spoke with Stephen Colbert on February 16th, 2026, after Colbert said his network, listen to me, y'all, Colbert said his network blocked the show from the interview. That's key. Y'all remember that, okay? James Telerico raised more than $2 million for his U.S. Senate campaign. Oh! That's quite interesting. So, he on Facebook saying that he's spending money that's not in his budget, so obviously, he got to recuperate the money. Because if you press play on Facebook and listen to him talk, you will hear him say that he's going to get the money from the donor. He said something, I don't want to misquote him. But what I'm saying is, so now you see that he raised more than $2 million. So here's the money that he was talking about he needed, or he spending that's not in his budget that he needed to get it. How you get $2 million? Oh, because Colbert said his network blocked the show. That's how he got the $2 million, y'all. But they played it on YouTube, though. Early, everybody, young people, the Telerico crowd anyway, most of them, they watch YouTube. Colbert accused his network, CBS, of blocking the interview from Telerico from airing during the television broadcast. Stated in a press release that his Senate campaign raised $2.5 million in the 24s following this. Oh, okay. So how are you raising the money? What's going on? This is a campaign of and by and for the people, and I am proud of my neighbors from all across the state and the country stood together to defend free speech. Oh, so Telerico, you defending free speech against who? Because Stephen Colbert said the network blocked the show. And Stephen Colbert said that the CBS blocked it. But Telerico saying he defending against free speech. So who the free speech against? CBS? Who the free speech against? The network? And now he talking about his neighbors and everything. This is the most dangerous of cancel culture. This comes from the top. A threat of our First Amendment. What's going on? What's going on? There's new broadcast guidelines from the FCC that says that you have to give your opponent an opportunity to speak. Oh, so let me catch you guys up to speed. Wait, make sure we on the right page. So James Telerico is supposed to go to Stephen Colbert. There's new FCC guidelines, that says that if James Telerico goes on there, then Jasmine Crockett is supposed to be given equal time to speak. This is an election time. That's very influential. A lot of Democrats watch Stephen Colbert. So it's very influential, guys, for him to play at this time when early voting started. So give Jasmine an opportunity to come on and do a show too. But I guess the Late Show or James Colbert's show said he didn't want to give Jasmine a chance. Instead, we just gonna play it on YouTube and get 5 million views. So you say, Ghost, what's wrong with that? How he raised the money is what's wrong with that. This is what I'm saying. This is from James Telerico's own page, his own words. This is the only problem I have with that entire situation. Okay? If the Late Show or CBS or any one of them decides that, hey, okay, we schedule with James Telerico, the FCC is making new rules and new guidelines, so we need to give Jasmine a chance too. We don't want to give Jasmine a interview for whatever reason, so we just gonna play his thing on the YouTube and get more views than it would on TV. If you come up with that kind of scheme, it seems like that's a little scheme going on. Isn't that kind of confusing, y'all? But hey, look, that's okay. Let them do it. Let them run with it. But here's the problem I have with it. Loving thy neighbor, Mr. Loving thy neighbor. I'm saying James Telerico, he wears his religion on his sleeves. He's supposed to be a preacher. Mr. Loving thy neighbor on his own Facebook page, y'all. Y'all remember now. Don't forget, he said he needed the money. Y'all heard, y'all showed y'all that. He said on Facebook, didn't I show y'all he need the money? Now he on Facebook. Facebook getting him in trouble with ghosts. He said 2.5 million raised in hours after banned Colbert interview. After the FCC banned our Colbert interview. That's not a big deal to y'all. Brian C., that's not a big deal to you. The character of a candidate who's walking around preaching about his religion. That's what we talking about this morning. We talking about character. We talking about character. This what's going on. This what just happened. The man see Jasmine Crockett walking the dog on him in the polls. That's facts. That data, that early voting data that Ghost is getting, I know Ghost is a strategist, political strategist. I know politics, but I'm saying they got access to that data too, even more data. So he's seeing what's going on too. He's seeing that higher voter turnout too. He's seeing that everything Ghost and Jasmine been telling y'all from day one is what it takes to win. And Mr. Telerico was saying that. And although he outraised her probably 5 or 10 to 1, he's like, man, this is not enough. So he came up with a scheme. We got to come up with a plan. We going to blame Big President T and the FCC. We going to make them some villains. And we going to blame President Trump. I'm going to go out there with my Christian preacher self. Don't go always talk about this. Christians these days don't think it's wrong to lie, but he ain't just a Christian. He a preacher. It's not my fault he wearing his religion on his sleeve. It's his. Maybe if you a politician, you should put down the Bible in the preaching, especially if you a Democrat supporting 2 men and 2 women getting married. It just don't add up, but I ain't trying to get into that. I'm just saying this man going out there lying to the voters because the voters don't know. The voters don't know that President Trump and the FCC didn't ban him. They don't know that. I'm saying, why not just say that James Colbert pulled the plug on the show? That's what happened. So we're gonna play it on you know what I'm saying, on YouTube. And you guys, please give me some donations because I spent some money that wasn't in our budget because I'm overspending and I'm probably going to go in debt trying to win this election because I can't beat her because I started 3 months ahead of her. And by now, if the people ain't came to me, you can't spend your way. You can't buy your way. The voters ain't riding with that, y'all. That's just point blank, period. They not riding with it. So he out there lying to the Texas voters, the preacher, lying to the voters, telling the voters he running a scam, kind of fraud, telling the voters that President Trump then blocked him and the FCC. That's not what happened, Mr. Telerico. You a preacher, man. It's about integrity. I'm saying, will you do anything to win? That's a question for you guys. And I'm saying, how, Mr. Donnie, how can we support that? He ain't gonna be no different than Paxton. He like a whipping toy. He too soft. We need real and authentic. That's what wins. That's why the Democrats lost to President Trump. Because you trying to make VP Harris be something that she's not. That's what they were trying to do. They wouldn't let her go on Fox News. They were babying her. They were cuddling her. They were being all politically correct with their speech, and they're too worried about polls. Just get behind that candidate that's authentic and real. Let it be real. And just ride with it. Y'all tell me why President Trump election. He's not scripted. I think Dana Bash on CNN, she called it attention politics. You see what I'm saying? To where they're eating the cats and the dogs. You'll say something like that some people might think is out of bounds or whatever to draw attention to something. Or maybe it's the way you present yourself to where, I don't know what you call it, but I'm saying you could call it whatever you want to. All I'm telling you is the voters want real and authentic. They don't want a scripted candidate. And the Democrats have not learned that yet. And that's what James Telerico is. He's a scripted candidate. He's a boring candidate. He's a disinteresting candidate. And he's lying to the Texas voters to raise money. Because he can't beat Jasmine fair and square naturally. I'm talking about you guys supported the whole establishment and you lying to the voters. Oh, President Trump and the FCC banned me. That's not the most of it, though. But we getting there, though, Mr. Telerico. We getting there. That's not the most of it. This the Christian preacher. 2.4 million raised in 24 hours after Ben Colbert interview. You know, every person they trying to get that money from, they were saying that President Trump and them banned them. That's how they got the money, but that's not what happened. But he out there telling the people that. You know why? Because they see how many people they know how many people in Dallas showing up and vote. More than the Republicans. The Republicans should be scared of Jasmine too. They see how many people showing up in Houston and vote. More than the Republicans. More than they ever voted before. That's unbelievable. My boy Telerico, you showing us your character. You going out there. You came up. The whole thing probably was a scheme in the first place. Maybe not the entire interview was a scheme, but somewhere along the line, he concocted that scheme because he needed to raise money. So how I'm going to raise money? I'm going to make President Trump and the FCC, I'm going to make them the villain. Oh, President Trump and the FCC, it was their fault. It's their fault. They blocked me. No, they didn't block me. I mean, CBS or the Late Show or Colbert, whoever, just decided not to let Jasmine have her chance too. That's all decision. It was a decision. But we going to blame it on President Trump and them to try to raise money off that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You know what that showed me? That showed me desperation. Over 20, these my notes, guys. Over 20 million since launching his bid in September of 2025. Jasmine got in the race in December of 2025. If I'm not mistaken, almost the middle of December. He raised $7.4 million in the first 6 weeks of 2026 alone. This is the source for this is AI Overview. So any of y'all could get this from looking this up with AI. James Telerico has raised over $7.4 million just this year. That's not the $2.5 million he raised. So he probably done raised $10 million this year alone. Guys, we just in the middle of February. Single day record. Does that sound familiar? Just like VP Harris. She set a record for the most money raised by any candidate. He set records. On February 18th, 2026, his campaign reported raising $2.5 million off the lie. That's almost like fraud. I'm saying you lied to the Texas voters to get them to donate to you. President Trump and them, they ain't ban you. I'm saying Colbert or whatever, maybe he was in on the plot. Y'all just decided not to put in there. And then Telerico runs out there saying, oh, we going to just say President Trump and the FCC banned us. If we make President Trump the bad guy, I know people will give us money because we done spent all this money and she's still walking the dog on us. We don't know what to do, golly. Josh, we don't know what to do with this Jasmine girl. She's hardly not spending no money and she's beating us this bad. The campaign, we talking about Telerico's campaign, reports over 500,000 donations. So that 500,000 number I quoted you is accurate, but it's from 290,000 individuals, with 98% of the contributions being $100 or less. 290,000. I look at them as voters. If those people are giving you money, I'm looking at them as your voters. But you at 290,000, bro. I'm saying if you get 1.78 million people to vote, I just don't see him getting the majority of the voters from where it's standing right now, not how it's looking. We'll talk about that in a second. Total campaign spending through the end of 2025, Talarico's campaign had spent more than $6 million. Advertising, his campaign spent more than $8.6 million on advertising specifically, including future reservations through the March 3rd primary. Of this, nearly $3.5 million has been devoted to broadcast TV. Outside support, the Lone Star Rising PAC, an outside group back in Telerico, has spent an additional $4.1 million. The Texas Tribune, as of 2026, Telerico had approximately $7.1 million in cash on hand, maintaining a roughly $1.7 million over his primary opponent. And he done spent 3-4 times more than the money that she got. And he got to go out there to lie to try to get some more money, and it's still not going to be enough. But this is the future of the Democratic Party. This is who y'all getting behind. He is not a Mandami. Do not try to prop him up. He's not a Mandami. He gonna go against the Republicans, and he need money. He needs money to buy the affection of the people. And you gonna go against the Republicans. You can't play no money game against the Republicans in Texas. They gonna walk the dog on you. If you trying to depend on outspending your opponent to win, you gonna lose in Texas as a Democrat. You got the wrong strategy. This dude ain't no Mandami. This dude ain't the future of the Democratic Party. He a lying Christian. You want the truth or you want a lie? Don't try to make him be Barack Obama. He is not that. He's not Mandami. You trying to make him be that. You put him out there, tested him since September. The people ain't feeling him. You trying to prop him up, spend the money, pulling tricks and lying. Because I'm saying, listen, I'm barely paying attention. I'm more paying attention to Jasmine. So when I see the information about how Jasmine reacting and responding, because if I work for her campaign, I'm going to be talking to her. If I see the information how she reacting and responding, that's how I'm reacting and responding. Come on, man. Democratic Party, this your hero. This your Mandami of Texas. He ain't the Mandami of Texas. He got a new ad, y'all. What James Telerico, the Christian, love thy neighbor Christian, went out there and lied to Texas voters, saying President Trump and the FCC blocked him. I'm saying what he went out there and lied to the people for. What he did that for? Because he got a new ad. Now, guys, if y'all didn't know, James Telerico, he's ran his whole entire campaign. Whole campaign saying he gonna court Republicans and independents. Tell me where I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? The Democratic National, in Texas too, that's, oh yeah, you need to court the independents and the Republicans. Oh yeah, that's a good idea to win in Texas. You gotta court independents and Republicans, even though they know, listen to me now, they know that there's more Democrats in Texas than Republicans, and they know the problem is that the Democrats ain't voting, and Jasmine showed y'all
in Tarrant County in day one in early voting. She showed y'all that's the problem. Only problem here, y'all, is the Democrats ain't voting. Y'all giving us propped up fake candidates. So, Mr. James Telerico, I'm sorry, James. I just got to tell the truth. You can't come against Jasmine. That's just what it is. I'm going to litigate the case on you. So, Mr. James Telerico, he running his campaign for Republicans and independents. Even though he know it don't matter if Republicans always win in elections. You got to change what you've been doing before in order to get different results or a different outcome. Point blank, period. That's why you lost for 30 years, because you keep trying the same stupid strategies, trying to deceive and fool the people. It don't work. Point blank, period. So, Mr. James Telerico, he's saying he getting independents and Republicans. What he don't realize is the entire electorate. Tell me where I'm wrong. The entire electorate has moved 13 points to the left. Donnie, Brian C., fact check me. We could go back and check every special election in 2025. We don't need no polls. We talking about voters that are voting. And the entire electorate in every single special election, when you take an average of all those elections, that electorate has moved at least 12 or 13 points to the left. Now, y'all follow me. Mr. Telerico and James Carville and all y'all Democrats, y'all in the state of Texas, and you looking at the data, the L2 data that shows us over 8 million likely registered Democrats and only 6.5 likely registered Republicans, so you got the numbers. And then on top of that, the independents, they done went to likely Democrats. Your moderate Republicans, they turn into independents. They don't know who they voted for. Oh, I voted for President Trump, but I don't know who I'm going to vote for now. Especially amongst the Hispanics and the blacks, which is the largest segment of Texas population. So I'm saying, who are you trying to reach? Who are you trying to reach? Republicans? Ha! Because I'm saying this is a Democratic primary. These are Democrats. And you trying to reach Republicans and independents against an ultra-popular sitting Democratic congresswoman. Make it make sense. This ain't a general election. He running a general against Jasmine. This is a Democratic primary, my brother. You are amongst Democrats. So I spent 3 months, I guess he thought he was running against Colin Ari, trying to reach Republicans and independents. Oh, I can reach every voter. Well, those Republicans and independents, they leaning left. So he having a difficult time. Because they done moved to the left, everything. Do it for me, James Telerico. Slide to the left. Slide to the left. Now bounce. I'm talking about the whole country that slid to the left. And you in a Democratic primary in a state with more Democrats than Republicans. No wonder you trying to lie and come up with schemes to make money, bro. That shows me your judgment. You done ran so many campaigns, big campaigns. Jasmine out-strategized you. Whether or not you can get lucky and cheat your way into a victory or not, she out-strategized me. Strategized you, excuse me. She showed me that to this point. For her, we're going to talk about it on Monday, and Jasmine for Texas, episode number 8. For her, it's just about finishing and holding the line. But I'm saying she got the turnout. We seen the turnout on day one, where you need to see the turnout in Houston and Dallas. We seen the turnout. And we seeing James Telerico, he's scrambling. He's desperate. With the support of the Democratic establishment, at least in the state of Texas, if not beyond. He need the support. He's scrambling. Bad judgment. He decided to try to reach moderates and Republicans that scramble to the left in Texas with more Democrats than Republicans in a Democratic primary. That's bad judgment. No wonder he losing. And then look, check this out. So you know what he does right now? With the money that he done schemed. He done schemed money now. He went and schemed money, told the people President Trump and the FCC blocked him, and they didn't do that. So he went and schemed up the money, and what he doing right now is he got a commercial out talking about impeach, impeach, impeach. So now he want to impeach people. I'm saying, look, I'm not saying Jasmine Crockett wouldn't vote for an impeachment for any one of President Trump's cabinet, even himself. But I'm saying she not out there running on impeach. I'm talking about Mr. Telerico. He's saying he want to get independents and Republicans. And now he didn't try to move all the way left. He didn't try to move way further left than Jasmine. Now he talking he got a commercial. What he got with the scam, $3 million. He went and scammed $3 million from the Texas voters, tried to play the victim, lied to the voters, get $3 million to make a commercial where he going far to the left talking about impeach President Trump. And this is the future of the Democratic Party. Tage, this is the candidate that they saying is going to be Republicans. It don't make no sense. Make it make sense. 50 minutes, I done laid the case all the way out there, and I don't know how you can argue with anything I'm saying. James Telerico is not the future of the Democratic Party. I don't even think he'll beat Jasmine. I really don't. If he do, he got to get lucky, and it's going to be some cheating going on. I'm not talking about as far as the voting and counting the votes. I'm talking about him, some lying. That's what he did. He cheated. He came out and told us 6 days before in a Facebook post that he got to spend extra money. I ain't trying to waste money, but I'm going to do a Super Bowl ad, but I got to spend extra money. He fumbling and bumbling all over the map. First, he going after Republicans and independents. Now he going to the left. I'm saying his crowd was the young progressive crowd anyway. That was his crowd. If you want to be Mandami, be Mandami. But he in Texas, he too scared to be Mandami in Texas. So he trying to come out like he Josh Shapiro. He in the center. That's what I'm saying. So he went from the center to the left in less than a week. And he lied to get the money to do it. Now he talking about impeach President Trump after he lied on President Trump saying that they banned him. You can't make this up. And this is a Christian preacher guy who wears his Christianity on his sleeve. All facts. That's what you get when you come against Ghost Rider. You get destroyed. I'm going to put a light on you, and because see, I deal in truth. You see what I'm saying? If I'm a preacher, dude, I understand that. I understand. You know what? A preacher, you supposed to be a representative of God. You a shepherd. You watching over the sheep, God's people. I don't even think you're supposed to be in politics, but I ain't judging, though. He in politics and everything, but I'm saying, so Mr. Politics, sheep, God, shepherd, preacher, you playing tricks and lying. After you done posted, we know you short money. You done raised all that money. You still short on money. So you going to go out there and then just, instead of saying that Colbert decided not to give Jasmine the same opportunity as you, so we just going to put it on. You can't raise no money like that. It looked like a little small white lie. But when you go out there and you tell the people that President Trump, big bad President Trump, the Democrats and the FCC or even Republicans did something bad to you, like he Don Lemon. That's my point. He trying to act like what happened to Don Lemon happened to him. He Don Lemon, President Trump pulling his show. That ain't what happened. Y'all just decided not to give Jasmine the same opportunity you giving him at this time. It don't matter if you interview her before the election. We're not talking about before the election. That's the reason why CBS told you to pull that show. Because they saying according to the new law that was enacted in January, If you give James Telerico an interview, you got to give Jasmine one too. This is election time. It's different. President Trump and them, I guess the FCC, they saying they want them on equal footing. That's all that is. So what I'm saying is Colbert, Talarico, whoever, they could together conspiring, they made a decision not to let Jasmine get the interview. Okay? So right there, that's a knock on Jasmine right there. But if you want to knock on Jasmine, that's fine. Just go to YouTube, air the interview, get your 5 million views, and get on about your business. What he did, he needs some money. Remember, 6 days ago, he said he needs some money. So because he need the money, now he got to go out there and lie to the Texas voters. This the preacher. The preacher lied to the Texas voters saying that President Trump and them, his words, banned him. So y'all go ahead and send them donations, your Texas voter dummies, and give me that. He ain't no different than just a regular politician, man. That ain't nothing special. The people don't want that. If I can't get the message out, if Jasmine can't get the message out, if we can't get the message out, then the Democrats, y'all just gonna lose Texas again. James Telerico gonna get you slaughtered. I'm saying I hear about that Colbert story. I ain't really even respond on it, not because I need to catch up on it, because I'm not paying attention to it. And then I'm watching something and I see they say Jasmine furious. She furious over what happened with, and I don't know if that's true or not, over what happened with him pulling that trick and raising the money and then pushing her off and finding a loophole around the law to exclude her for him to go lie and raise money to move all the way to the left when he said, come on, man, that's monkey stuff. That dude is not the future of the Democratic Party. He ain't nothing special. He an ordinary politician, a lying preacher. I know that's hard. I know that's cold. I know that might, and I know that might. And I'm sorry, but with Ghost, you getting the truth. You gotta respect that. If Jasmine went against the Republicans, I'ma do him dirty. I'ma just tell the truth. It ain't nothing I'm saying about Telerico is a lie. I'm not attacking his character personally. You know what I'm saying? If I say he weak, I'm just saying that's my opinion off of how he running this campaign. That's why he raising money. He ain't got no problem getting money. I guess it's because the people that most of his donors are like corporations, or they kind of white people and they kind of rich. My note says 2025. Hold up. Money for his new ad. 2025 special election shows us that the electorate moved 13 points to the left in the Democratic primary, not the general. In this political environment, with more Democrats in Texas than Republicans, why would you be trying to court independents and Republicans? That shows a lack of judgment. Telerico is no Mandami. He doesn't have those real and authentic qualities. Mandami has real and authentic qualities like Jasmine. He just has a different style. Telerico might have a similar style to Mandami, but he's not Mandami. He doesn't have, you cannot make that up. You cannot pump money into it up. You cannot do nothing up. It's not up. It's not there. Jasmine is the candidate who's real and authentic between the two of them. That's facts. She's the one that's real and authentic. And the voters, that's why she winning in the polls. Look, the only poll to where they say that she win or it's tied or she winning by 2 is because you using that Emerson poll, which was a fake poll. I could promise you all those Republicans that we talk, those voters, that high turnout in Dallas, her city, those aren't Republicans. They're not. If you're a Republican and you vote in that Democratic primary, you know you're going to have a runoff, and you know you're going to want to help decide if Paxton or if Conan wins. But you ain't going to be able to do it if you vote in the Democratic primary as a Republican. You can't vote in the runoff. So I don't believe a lot of Republicans are just running to the polls to vote for James Telerico in Dallas and Houston. The 2 cities that I told y'all had the 2 districts before the redrawing. But it don't matter if you redraw a district, those same black people still in Houston and in Dallas. over 500,000 black voters in Houston and Dallas. He got 200 and what, 10,000, 200 and some thousand individual donations. If you could get 70 to 80% of those black voters in Houston and Dallas alone to vote for you, that's probably enough votes for her to do it. Y'all remember I predicted at least a minimum of 800,000 votes you need to win this, but it might not be that many. I don't know. We're going to have to see. If you guys haven't liked the video, go ahead and double tap the screen for me. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Donnie says, Ghost, how do you feel about Mendami cutting cop jobs and raising taxes on the poor and middle class? Donnie, you got to understand what's going on and why he's doing that. So this was going on. You can laugh all you want to. He wants to enact a millionaire tax. Say it with me. Huh? A millionaire tax. Say it with me. Huh? Is it a millionaire tax in California or in New York? And which state got a billionaire tax? Cali got the billionaire tax. Mendami want to enact a millionaire tax. He want to tax the rich. Yeah, boy. But see, he need votes. He need votes. He need votes he need the governor this election year. So it is what it is. But he's saying he want the money to do his program. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to do a 10% property tax. Unless I could get my millionaire tax. Well, everything he's saying is on point. 10,000%. That's real and authentic. Promises made, promises kept. I'm helping the people. Everything he's doing right now is for the people. Oh, those social net programs, those social programs. And you got all those homeless people in New York. Yeah, he need them social programs. He need the money. That's what he's saying. So you could let me do a millionaire tax. Huh? You don't want to let me do a millionaire tax, then I'm going to have to raise property taxes. Because he need the money. What I'm supposed to do? You go run the city with the budget and try to do the stuff you trying to do, and you got to go through all these politics. He being real and authentic to who he was, what he said when he ran his campaign. That he governing just like that. Ain't nobody expect nothing else from Mendami but a millionaire tax. That's what you call him a socialist. He identified as a socialist. Am I right or wrong? So that's what we expect. You could identify Ghost what you want to, but I told y'all tax the rich. And my boy Big Bernie out in California, we talking about that on Tuesday. Big Bernie out there in California, bro, with that billionaire tax, Brian C. Yeah, it's coming. You know, Cali and New York, they lead the nation. They're going to be the first ones with it. You talking about top 5 economies, California #1. They know what they're doing. Yeah, I've been trying to tell y'all that's what we need to do. So we talking about that. That's in the news now. Billionaire tax, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in Cali, and a millionaire tax in New York City. Tax the rich. That's what's coming to America. I tried to tell y'all that. So Mendami just standing 10 on everything he's saying. Y'all might not see it now. Jobs, hey, look, y'all, we gonna ask the AI about the jobs that the AI is taking. Y'all like that, huh? Big Ghost a trip. Jobs taken by artificial intelligence. Jobs taken by AI. Let me say jobs in the U.S. In U.S. taken by AI. Now, this is according to AI. As of early 2026, AI is most significantly impacting entry-level white-collar roles and routine administrative tasks in the U.S. labor market, while some experts estimate that up to 50% of the white-collar jobs entry-level could be eliminated within the next 1 to 5 years. Current data shows that many roles are being augmented rather than fully replaced for right now. rapidly being replaced by AI-driven chatbots by routine inquiries with a projected of 5% decline in human roles by 2033. That's customer service representatives. Fact check me. 5% decline. So there's 5% of your unemployment rate just went up right there. Data entry clerks and typists, high valuable due to AI superior speed. Who you want you typing for you? You want Joe Knows or Julie Knows, or you want that AI? Superior speed and accuracy in processing structured information. They don't tell how many jobs they're going to take. Administration assistants and secretary ranks that have already shrunk by 20% already over the last 3 years as back office work is automated. Administrative assistants and secretaries, look, if for all y'all who got daughters who 5 years old, when your daughters get older, they're not going to want to be that no more because it ain't going to be that no more. You done lost 20% of it already before AI done got kicked off, really. 20% of them jobs. It's a wrap for them. Bookkeepers and accounting clerks. Bro, just go research it. So AI coming for the jobs. I don't care if it's President Trump might say, no, Ghost, it's not going to happen under my administration, but it's going to happen eventually. That's all I'm saying. Sooner than later. So them 5% of people, them 20% of people, your unemployment start growing and getting out of hand. And in the meanwhile, Tesla, OpenAI, Meta, all these companies, they get mega rich with less employees. And everybody else laying off employees. What we going to do? Oh, yeah, you need a stipend, like Andrew Yang said way back in the day. You got to give people a certain amount of money per month, just like they do in Saudi to make it. How we going to get the money? Tax the rich, baby. Hey, shout out Big Man Dummy. Money. Shout out Big Bernie Sanders, bro. They standing on stuff I believe. Shout out AOC. She went overseas. Y'all can hate on her all y'all want to. And she's standing on basically that's human rights. She's standing on something I believe in. How could you oppose that? These are politicians who represent stuff that I believe in. That's what I believe in. I've been telling y'all tax the rich. If President Trump come out and start saying tax the rich, I'm going to do a live stream saying, hey, y'all, we got President Trump. Hey, listen, we going to send where Caroline at? We going to send a shirt up there, big President Trump. He going to come. Hey, y'all know he had the black, whatchamacallit, Black History Month Day celebration at the White House yesterday. It was cracking up in there. It was loud. Ain't nothing, Brian C. Black MAGA. We doing a live stream on it tomorrow. It wasn't none but black people in there. And they was loving and praising all over President Trump. It's a bunch of black Republicans. It's a bunch of them in this stream. Donnie, Brian C., a bunch of them. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying if I hear President Trump come out and say tax the rich, though, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter who's saying it. That's what I believe in. I believe that's the future of economics in America and across the world. When your unemployment rate start rising off the roof, you're going to have to do something to combat. You know what I'm saying? If y'all haven't liked the video, y'all double tap the screen for me, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Tay says humans will be slaved by AI guarantee. I almost believe that. I almost believe that factually. Humans are slaves right now. You walking in corporate slavery and we don't even understand that. Let me do something for y'all. Let me do something. I should have researched this. You know what I'm saying? As time go on, I'm going to do more research. I can't wait till I be able to do this for a living and show you guys how really good I could be at this. Corporate slavery refers to two distinct concepts. The literal exploitation of people within business operations. Let me stop right there, okay? You got, in Mississippi, you have a Dollar General. This is like $1 million store. They getting $1 million a year. On your average shift, your busiest times, you got 2 employees and you paying them $8 an hour. Y'all want to figure that out? 2 employees, average shift, your labor, 6. So we saying 2 employees times $16 an hour. This is what they average shift. But this how they running their business. Hold up, we finna do this right now. I'm finna show you this. Hold up. Y'all want to know what exploitation of employees are. And y'all know the dollar store, you'll walk in there, they'll have 35 people in line, and they'll have 1 person working. Tell me if I ain't lying. $8 an hour times 16. So they averaging on labor, they doing, hold up. They doing $16 an hour times 8 hours. Well, they open longer than that, so we're going to time it. Let's just do 2 shifts, 16 hours. $256 a day on labor, okay? Times 356 days. That's less than $100,000 they're spending on labor. And you add in the manager, that's like $150,000. That's exploitation of the citizens. That's what I'm saying. That's what we mean by corporate slavery. That's not even all. We ain't even. I'm not even gonna get into it now, not fully. But I'm saying that's what that means. Business operations, figurative critique of modern corporate work culture. In a legal and ethical sense, corporate slavery involves the use of forced labor, human traffic for severe exploitation with the company's direct operations in its global chains. So we're not talking about forced labor and human trafficking, but you still have corporate slavery, okay? Supply chain hidden risks. Many multinational corporations are unknowingly linked to exploitative labor because modern slavery often remains hidden within complex, multi-tiered supply chains. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You slaving to people right before your eyes. Another figurative use of corporate slavery is corporate work culture. Informally, corporate slavery is a verb used to describe extreme professional environments where employees feel trapped by economic necessity and high pressure demands. You got to go to work because you got to go pay them bills. Burnout and long hours, lack of autonomy, economic dependency, toxic dynamics, corporate slavery. We could get deep. I could get deep into it with you. You know what I'm saying? We could go do like how they do on Young Turks. That's where Anna start telling you about how basically, like I said with AI, open AI and businesses, they'll start going to the government saying, hey, we need nuclear plants for power. So you know the government gonna be involved in that. You know how big those new. So you know what I'm saying. Eventually, the government gonna end up giving the money. They gonna end up giving the money. That's what's gonna end up happening. They gonna end up giving government contracts. They gonna end up getting money. So the government gonna end up paying for everything. All them American government gonna end up paying for it like they pay for everything else. You know who the American government paying for it is? That's me and you. So while me and you are paying for OpenAI to make them raw and make the AI, and they making trillions off of it. So they getting our money to make trillions. They taking your money, getting it from the government, funding these businesses, and these businesses making trillion off of it. I'm saying y'all young people supporting the Republicans whenever they attempting, that's what I believe in. I don't believe in no rich man tax break, none of that. Tax the rich, man, tax them. Millionaire tax, billionaire tax. It's gonna be a trillionaire tax soon. Cause you're gonna have the world's first trillionaire. It's coming real soon. Tax the rich. That's what we say. That's point blank. You can't get around that. How are we going to get around that? Whether the AI taking the jobs yet or not, that's the right thing to do. Tell me how I'm wrong. Who cares if they already pay the majority? Pay some more. They pay the majority. What percentage do billionaires pay of taxes in America? What percentage of tax is do billionaires pay? He said they pay the majority. According to AI overview, the wealthiest 400 Americans pay 25% pay a tax rate of 25%. Hold up. That ain't telling us the 25 wealthiest American paid a true tax rate of just 3.4% of their wealth growth. 3.4%. Hold up. In recent studies, billionaires and the top 400 wealthiest families pay an average effective federal tax rate of 3.4% to 8.2%. True tax rate is significantly lower than the 13 to 30% effective rate paid by the average Americans. 25 top U.S. billionaires paid 3.4% on $401 billion of income. So if I do the math, 3.4% on 401, the U.S. collecting $5 trillion of taxes. $5 trillion on taxes. Tell me why I'm wrong. Y'all got that? 3.4% of 401 billion. You talking about anything billion is not enough money. Anybody who know anything about economics know that's not enough money. Because the American government is collecting trillions in federal taxes. Trillions. That's half of the money that the United States used to get before tariffs and President Trump, and he started changing stuff up. Half the money the U.S. and the investments, it don't matter how he get the money as long as he getting the money, but half the money America used to get comes from the taxes. So you talking about they getting 3 or to 8% of $400 billion. That is not most of the taxes paid in America. That's a falsehood. Tax the rich, period. It's just 400 families. Make them pay twice as much what they paying right now. What are we talking about? You gave 8% of your wealth within they gave 8% of their wealth within a how many year period of time? Then it stopped Elon from getting more. He got richer. You tax the rich, you probably not only you stimulating the bottom of the economy, you getting money from because you gonna make them go get more money. He gonna just get richer. What we talking about? What we talking about? Any candidate who ain't running with a leftist, you gotta have some of that in you. You gotta have some of that's populist. It's gonna come populist. The Republicans gonna start saying tax the rich soon. Just like they're gonna have to start trying to reach Black and Hispanic voters soon. I'm just ahead of the times. That's what's coming down the pipeline. I usually give you a prediction, meaning I'm gonna tell you about it before it happens. That's what I do. I'm gonna tell you about it before it happens. That's how I usually get down. Hey, Donnie, you said you free. Donnie, if you free, quit your job tomorrow. Donnie, what are you free to do? What are you free to do? Donnie, can you quit your job tomorrow and just go out to Los Angeles like Ghost for 7 months and just live comfortably? Just like you were living back at your home. So I'm saying, it's different. It's different classes of people. Donnie, even if you were worth $3 million, you still have to, in today's economy, you have to still be expeditious with that money. You still got to be prudent with that money if you worth $3 million. So I'm saying you could just, because I'm saying like you worth $3 million, you just gonna pack up like Ghost and you gonna go to Bali To stay for how long? Living like what? Spending how much money a day? In the world's economy in 2026. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So if you can't do that, you're not free. You a slave to that job. You gotta work. If you own your own business, that's the closest thing to freedom. It's still things you have to do, but you doing it when, where, and how you want to. If you own your own business, everything I do when, where, and how I want to. I don't need one human being to get a dollar. No humans to get paid. That's the closest to freedom you can have. But look how I'm living though, for now. But I'm saying if you look at Jay-Z, you could say Jay-Z ain't even all the way free. Because it's rich people who controlling his moves and the things he doing. For him to get that money, he had to do A, B, C, D, and E. And for him to keep that money, he got to do F. You see what I'm saying? F, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. He got to do F, G, H, I, and J. So how's he really ain't free? It's very few people in America are free. You think you free in your mind. Yeah, you free to go get a cheeseburger. You free to go to New York and go be somebody else's slave. You punching that clock, you basically, it's the same thing as slavery. Because see, if you quit your job, you ain't going to be able to eat. When them slaves back in the day, when they left the plantation, if they didn't get out the South, how they was going to eat? They can't go get no job. They're going to be right there being somebody else's slave. The difference is it's not based on color, but it's based totally on money. It's a social thing. I don't care if you make $100,000 a year, Donnie, you 2 hiccups from being bankrupt. I done seen it happen too many times. People making $100,000 a year, that's not really a whole bunch of money. I'm saying there's very few people who are free. Very few. You slaves to that dollar. You slave to that. You gon' go punch that clock. You going to. You ain't got a choice. It ain't because you want to. It's because you ain't, just like the slaves, you ain't got a choice. You could say you not a slave. You could look at it however you want to in your mind. I don't see that's the difference between me and you. I don't wear goggles. I don't have Republican goggles on. I don't have Democratic goggles on. I don't have, I got to say this the right thing, politically correct goggles on. I have no filter, no goggles. It's just raw truth. Raw. You hear me? Raw. That's what you get with ghosts. It's going to be raw truth. It's going to be what it is. Corporate slavery, yes. Not only do you work for that dude who getting $10 and he giving you, out of his every $10 he giving you this, Donnie. Because he got so many of you that he working there, so $10 he can't give y'all all. He might be giving you a quarter penny. Out of every $10 he giving you a crumb. Not only is he crumbing you over there like you worshiping him. How Ghost, you don't text them rich people? I'm not rich, Donnie. I'm not picking on you, but say I'm not Donnie. Say my name is Bonnie, and I'm not rich at all, but I'm comfortable. I make $100,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable, got a nice car, a nice house. You know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable. $100,000 a year. And I see a Mandami pop up, and he say he gonna tax Jeff Bezos, and he gonna let you go give you $50,000 credit if you could start a business, Donnie. And because I'm saying if you offering a $50,000 credit so how is that like a handout? That's what Republicans are about. That's what America's built on, small business. That's a genius idea, VP Harris. So if I'm going to offer a $50,000 tax cut to start a business, that means people like Donnie who make $100,000 a year, he going to go do that. He ain't going to be a slave no more. He gonna move. He might have to go get money just like you punch a clock when you own your business, but you do it how you want to. I go eat and then take a nap. I come on a live stream and play with y'all. I'm saying I do it how I want to. Ain't no dude telling me to come, go, or go get back on the clock, or telling me I can't use the bathroom. Ain't no dude doing none of that. But if you under that, you basically when you punching the clock, you basically that's your master. I know it sounds funny and it's the way you look at it, but it's really, to me, it's all facts. Tax the rich. Bro, you not giving them $50,000, you giving them a $50,000 tax break for starting a business. How is you giving the same handouts to Elon? What about you giving the tax breaks to Elon that he don't need? That don't make no sense, Donnie. Not hating on you, bro. You know I love you, but that's what we do. We that don't make no sense, Donnie. You gonna give Elon the same handout. If you gonna get a handout to somebody, why wouldn't I give you $50,000 to start a business? So all these people gonna start businesses, and the ones that is free market still, because the ones it's not like I'm starting to doing the business for you. I'm just giving you a tax cut to start a business. So Donnie, you could go start if you could break out of praying to your corporate gods. Y'all praying to that dollar bill. The dollar, God said the money is the root of all evil. Y'all praying to that dollar. You praying to them corporate gods. If you could break out of that, Donnie, you say, hey, I could start a business. You got a chance to be like Elon. That's what Elon did. That's what y'all don't realize. Elon's smarter than you. Elon said, I'm not going to work for nobody. I'm going to go make it myself. He's smarter than you. That's what Jeff Bezos did. Y'all ain't doing that. Y'all content to stay stuck underneath y'all program and saying, please throw me some, Mr. Goddess, money God. And then you going to come attack Ghost or VP Harris or Jasmine Crockett or Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or Bernie Sanders. You going to attack Mandami when he come and say, hey, look, what's going on behind the curtain ain't right. So I'm going to go to JP Morgan and Chase. They making all this money. Everybody work for them is fat and living good. The car Ghost got, they going to give it to their child. I'm talking about 16-year-old. If not a brand new Tesla. They all fat, living good. So I'm saying we're going to charge you more money for taxes. And with this money, instead of giving you a tax break, because you don't need the extra money, that's stupid. You giving a tax break or you taking money from somebody. You got to get that's how you raising the money. It's your revenue. You got to get it from somewhere. That's what y'all don't realize. You just say, the rich people don't. Yeah, but they going to end up taxing you. That's what you don't understand, Donnie. They got to get the money from somewhere. They going to end up taking it from you. You next in line. You making $100,000, Donnie. You living good. We're not taking it from Elon. We taking it from the bottom. So first we going to go take it from the poor people. They're going to milk the poor people dry when it ain't nothing else to take, and they done created more poverty and starvation in America. Guess who they gunning for next, Donnie? You the next ring up. We at the bottom. We done took the medic. So now the rich people, they need more money. We going to go to the 100,000-aires, and we going to take them. You next. You ain't getting it. If you don't have $100 million, what you standing over there with them for? That don't make no sense. That's like a black person who a Uncle Tom. You got 30 black people over here, and you got 10 white people over there. And you the only black, what you standing over there with them for? You with them. That's who you with. That's what I'm saying. It don't make no sense for you to be with. I don't have $1 million, but I don't want the millionaire to get taxed, so I could get $50,000 to go start a business. So I get a chance to be like Elon. I could go start a PayPal and then go join Tesla. He trying to give you a chance to do that. That's what that's about. So you could give somebody $25,000 so they could buy a house. If you buying a house, you're not that destitute. You talking about all these programs she talking about really was for the middle class or the lower middle class. This ain't no program for what poor person that poor we talking about finna buy a house. That person ain't that poor. If he buying a house, he about to get on the level you on, Donnie. Whether he got that much money or not, he buying a house. So what I'm saying, what poor person? So she got she trying to give $25,000 to buy a house. That's helping middle class people. That's what I'm saying. Bill Clinton and the Democrats, they go stick their hand in the bottom and they start stretching the economy from the bottom. They go up. So their policies, you talking about taking, it's a handout. No, Donnie, I guarantee you something in that policy is going to hit you to help you quicker than that Republican stuff because you ain't nowhere close to a millionaire, Donnie. I estimated, if you worth a couple million, some of President Trump's policies will help you, even though his policies are generally tend to help people worth hundreds of millions. But the trickle-down effect, if you worth $1 million, you just jump in the stock market, you can feel that trickle-down effect immediately. What I'm saying, if you don't have the money to invest in the stock market, you ain't feeling nothing President Trump did to help you. That's what I'm saying. It makes no sense for y'all to support politicians whose policies don't benefit you. Me talking about James Telerico is just, I wouldn't vote for him. I'm going to just be honest with you. And I think y'all don't listen to ghosts. Y'all Democrats, James Carville, whoever, in New York, D.C., Texas, whoever, y'all don't listen to ghosts. I'm trying to tell you, that record turnout where y'all beat, listen, who is that? Is that Omar, where they beat the Democrats, outvoted Republicans for the first time in Tarrant County on day one of a primary. If they outvote you in the primary, they're going to outvote you in the general, too. It's more them than you. So you got a candidate that you see, the Democrats go showing you that's got the voters enthusiastic, the black people. Because I'm telling you, them black people are, look at James Telerico's rallies. Hold on, I'm finna show you. Omar says the trickle down is a lie anyways. Yes, it is, Omar. It don't never trickle down. You got to go get it yourself. You got to put money, Omar, in the stock market yourself. And if you ain't got the money to put in there, then how is those policies going to help you? That ain't hating on President Trump. That's just being real. That's what I'm saying. So the Republicans, they came, look, so Omar, the Republicans, they came up with a lie. And they lie is that, oh, yeah, we going to, the rich people create all the wealth. So we gonna come in the room with $10 in a capitalistic society and 10 people. And since Elon, I'm gonna stop picking on you, brother. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? That's love. Since Jeff Bezos make all the money, I'm give Jeff Bezos $9 and make the other 9 people fight for $1. Oh, he creates all the wealth, so he gonna give him all the money because he creates all the wealth. That don't make no sense. And then the thing that gets me is you got the other 9 people, Donnie, fighting for scraps. I don't care how comfortable you are. You fighting for scraps compared to all the money in the world and those few people who got the money and the rest of us out here fighting for scraps. So instead of saying we going to tax the rich, not even in the store, because Elon's still going to be the prettiest reindeer in the bunch. He's still going to be a rich man. That's what God made him to be. He got skills above us in getting the money, so he's still going to be that. We ain't taking that from him. We just giving an opportunity like we did during the Bill Clinton years. But listen, y'all, the Republicans, President Trump trying to create that golden age that they did during the Clinton years, he not going to get there because too many people are, listen, for you to have a golden age, it's got to be memories. Like I have memories of me getting $16,000, $18,000 from the U.S. Treasury. And I made a video talking about golden age. I'm saying, so the billionaires, how is this a billionaires from the golden age? If you put Bill Clinton, if you put Gavin Newsom in office, it's going to be the same. The billionaires going to be rich. It don't matter if it's a Republican or a Democrat in office. It don't matter. And I'm not saying that each individual is responsible for his own. I'm just saying those policies. If you got a politician who dropping policies that allow me to go back to college, if I could go back to college right now, I'd be super straight. While I'm waiting for my cases to finish, I'd be super straight, in school, busy, with money in my pocket. out the way. You see what I'm saying? You got a Republican trying to block that stuff. And then he talking about President Trump, one of the HUD dudes said, oh, we trying to get people off this stuff. How you going to get a disabled person off of, we just don't line up. We don't see eye to eye. You get people off of it who ain't supposed to be on it. You Republicans and Democrats should be bipartisan on that. But I'm saying, 27 years I tried to work. I can't work. You can't. It ain't no get me off of nothing. I'm not going to be able to withstand a long term on the job. I didn't realize that. That's why I'm on Social Security. It's not like it's like almost like a cripple. You helping a cripple. He talking about he going to take money from a cripple. I'm taking money. I'm cutting the money from the cripples. Okay, you cut money from cripples. What you doing with the money? I'm going to give it to Jeff Bezos because he created the wealth. That's a hoax. I mean, that's a scam. That's a whole scam, man. That's point blank. Donnie says flipping 1 or 2 houses a year while the profits over write-offs and pay to get a mini complex. Yeah, Donnie, you can do that, but Donnie, you got to have money. It take money to make money. You got to have money to make money. Omar says, what's the problem with Telerico? He's always stood for reasonable Christian values and the right doesn't. Here's the problem with Telerico. Here's the problem with Telerico, Omar. I'm glad you asked. Here's the problem I got with Telerico since you came in late, Omar. Here's the problem I got with him. Here's the problem I got with him. You said Christian values. Here's the Christian. What that say? This is his Facebook page. So post. 2.5 million raised in 24 hours after banned Colbert interview. Ain't no interview was banned. No interview was banned, Omar. What interview that was banned? It wasn't banned. Look, Omar, 6 days before the banned interview, here he go again. This is his Facebook page, James Telerico. Don't get mad at me. This is words. I'm just compete game. Hit Mr. Christian Preacher dude. Hey y'all, it's James. My team and I took a leap of faith and made a difficult, not just a decision, a difficult decision. When early voting started, we had to increase our TV advertising. Why he had to do that? This investment put us in a much better position to win because he in trouble. So the Christian preacher in trouble, Omar. And so while I'm in trouble, in order to win, the Christian preacher, he want to cheat. He went to they passed a new law. The FCC passed a law to say that, hey, if you going to put him on stage during the voting, then put Jasmine up there too. So he over there with the Democratic establishment in Colbert. See, Jasmine ain't gonna say this but I don't care. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. If she paid me to work for her, I'd destroy people. So he over there, Omar, with the Democratic establishment in Colbert, they came up with a scheme. Here's the scheme. The scheme is we gonna lie to the Texas voters. We gonna blame President Trump and the FCC for this. So we know the Texas voters gonna give him that money that he said he needed to raise because she beating the dog snot out of him. So I'm a Christian and I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna lie to the Texas voters and tell them that it's just a little white lie, Ghost. It's just a little white lie that raised $3 million as a Christian. President Trump banned. President Trump and the FCC didn't ban nothing. That's a lie. That's a bald-faced lie. He lying. Stop lying. If you're a Christian preacher, don't lie. Just that easily and blatantly. President Trump didn't ban nothing. Telerico started something with your boy Colin Allred not too long ago, man. That's too much drama. You know what I'm saying? Too much drama. But Titan Brew, what's up? He says the network banned the interview. The network didn't ban the interview. That's incorrect. Omar, the network did not ban that interview. And then anyway, Omar, if you said the network is banned the interview, the lie still stands. Look at the bottom under raised. It says in 24 hours after banned Colbert interview. So, but he said that President Trump, look, go back down. Breaking, our campaign raised 2.5 million in 24 hours after the FCC banned the interview. That's what he posted. I don't have all the interviews. I told Donnie and them I'm gonna make sure I come with the receipts for y'all this morning. You see what I'm saying? If I'm saying this in the favor of Jasmine, listen. I'm saying I'm watching YouTube. I'm watching every day, everything. So I'm hearing him keep on Omar continually say that President Trump and the FCC banned him. So with that money that he lied off of Omar, he told that lie to raise that $3 million because he's spending $100 million and Jasmine's still walking the dog on him, and he see that dog getting walked on him, and 6 days ago he finna get his head smashed in, so I gotta go gather up my white people and we gotta go out there and lie to raise $3 million like we making President Trump the big bad wolf like he banned him. No, the fact of the matter is y'all decided not to give Jasmine the same airtime y'all gave him. And so you went and made money off that lie. You lied. He shunned Jasmine on the back end. Flip on that Democratic Party. They trying to shun her. I'm not riding with you. She riding with you. That's why I never ride with one of y'all parties. You trying to pick favorites and instead of letting the people pick. So they shun Jasmine instead of having them both. Look, Omar, if I'm fair, right? If I'm a fair person and the FCC just passed a law that says during the election, the early voting is starting. That's why he picked the time right now to do the interview. During the election, you got to give both candidates a chance. So you Democrats, you love Democrats, you want to let the people choose. So when you put Telerico on, I'm saying put Jasmine on too. Nah, that ain't what we going to do. We going to be slick. We going to just say President Trump and the FCC banned. President Trump and the FCC. All CBS did is said they gave legal advice and said, this is what the law say. That's what every network's supposed to do to their producers. And they get to decide. So they said you give both of them a chance or you can't give none of them. President Trump and the FCC ain't have nothing to do with them deciding to give none of them a chance. So off of giving none of them a chance, Telerico said, y'all remember 6 days ago, he said he needed the money. So off giving none of them a chance, Telerico jumped out there and said, hey, guess what? President, he said it real quick, raised 2.4 million in 24 hours, real quick. He got out there and started lying. Oh, y'all, President Trump banned us. That's why we not on tonight. You know what happened? Bang, bang. You know his fans, they waiting, they looking, where Telerico at? He get out there, oh, President Trump banned us and the FCC, that's why we not on tonight. Omar, he takes that money that he just made and he got a new campaign come out, right? Talarico was just saying that he was running to get independents and Republicans. Tell me why I'm wrong at, Omar. You trying to get independents and Republicans, even though there's more Democrats in the state of Texas, even though every election in 2025 shows you the electorate is running to the left. You got more Democrats than you do Republicans, and now the independents that they picked up, they going left. Every election in 2025 show all of us, Omar, that the entire electorate is moving to the left. And this is a Democratic primary. Everything to the left, and it moved further to the left in a Democratic primary, Omar. And he over there trying to get independents and Republicans. So he see how stupid he is, and he made a mistake. So you know what he do now, Omar, with that lie, that money he got off that lie? He taking that money, and now he want to impeach President Trump. Now he done moved further left than Jasmine. He all over the map. He over here to the right, court independence. Now he over here impeaching President Trump. He courting Republicans. Now he want to. He sound like Al Green. He done got. Hey, what Al Green? Y'all know what your boy in Texas was always talking about impeach President Trump. He more left than AOC. I ain't see AOC don't be saying that really. He all the way left now. I'm saying, Omar, come on, man. Listen to this, Omar. This who you want to represent you. This is the future of the Democratic Party. That's what y'all saying. The future of the Democratic Party. This the future. Omar, the future of the Democratic Party. Hold up. Let me find it. Well, how much money my boy raised? I want to see how much money my boy Telerico raised. Because I'm saying, how he still need money and he done raised all that money, Omar? This dude setting records in the amount of money he raised. He got super PACs behind. He raised more money than... I'm saying, listen, he raised over $20 million since September. Jasmine ain't raised that much. And I'm saying he's starting in September. She's starting in December. He got a 3-month head start. That's another question I got, Omar. I'm saying, Omar, he started September, October, November, December, January, February. 5 months. How the voters in Texas don't know you in 5 months and $25 million? This is the future of the Democratic Party. Mandami didn't need 5 months and 25 million. All he needed was a message. But Omar, the Democrats, y'all just see Talarico. Oh, he say he a preacher. He young and babyface. And you just think that we gonna go behind that because Jasmine sound ghetto, even though your president is ghetto or sound ghetto. And your president won. With you trying to have a scripted candidate, he beating the scripted candidate. Democrats, wake up. I heard a woman say, you gonna go to defeat. You gonna go to victory and you gonna pull a defeat out the mouth of a victory, Democrats. You got the whole thing locked up in one and you gonna walk over to your victory and pull a defeat out of there. Ain't nobody want no scripted candidates. Stop trying to run 1980s campaign in 2026. I'll embarrass you. I embarrass your most, if y'all, whatever strategists you got on the Democratic side who think they that smart. You did that to VP Harris. It's a shame what they'll do to James Telerico because he not gonna outspin Paxton. Paxton gonna walk the dog on him. You gonna keep the Latinos at home and you gonna keep the blacks at home. And it's gonna be them 2 white boys running. And in Texas, them Republican whites gonna beat y'all Democrat whites 10 out of 10 times. Y'all white people in Texas are the minority already. So if you a Democrat and you white, you a super minority. You need them black people. You need them Latina people. They don't know what they're doing, Omar. I'm trying to tell them. Omar, this is what I'm saying right here. This is the problem I got against Telerico. Why the establishment trying to jump on his side. This is the problem I got with Telerico. And my sources, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all the high voter turnout. Omar, what you think high voter turnout in Dallas and Houston mean? What that mean? The cities with the most black. Dallas and Houston got districts that's almost half black. 40% black. Houston got some of the largest black neighborhoods in America. I'm talking about. So, you know, James Telerico, 6 days ago, he in trouble with the money. Although I done told y'all how much money he spent, $6-7 million. He done spent more money than Jasmine got this year. Than spent, and he still need money. That's what I'm telling you. You trying to an election, you ain't gonna be able to do that against the Republicans. You need a different kind of candidate. You can't do that by election with the Republicans. That's not gonna work. Because if he was your man Dami, why is he in trouble after all that money he spent? So this is what I'm saying. Tell me this, Omar. According to TarrantCountyTX.gov, see how, I put in work for my girl Jasmine. You know what I'm saying? I gave y'all where y'all could get this data from and y'all could watch it with me. TarrantCountyTX.gov or the Harris County Clerk's Office. High voter turnout in Houston and Dallas. What you think that means? All of a sudden, in the cities with the black people, that all of a sudden you got high voter turnout. Everybody interested, Omar, and engaged in the election. But the establishment, they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to show you this graph. They're not showing you this. Omar, listen to me real quick, Omar, and I'm finna read your comments. Omar, listen to me real quick. James Telerico's argument before he run and see, he's saying impeach President Trump now. Oh, President Trump banned me, impeach him. He got some kind of some little kid con game he running, like he trying to fool. We don't want, listen, the progressive movement's AOC, baby. The progressive movement, President Obama, the progressive movement, Bernie Sanders, we tired of con artist type politicians. If you lying to the people, then I'm saying, how are you with us if you lying to us? It's us versus them. And you over here lying to us, I mean, you ain't with us. What Jasmine lying about? You know that mouth ain't lying about nothing, Jazzy. I love you, baby. I just got to tell them the truth. You know that mouth ain't lying about nothing. That mouth gonna tell that mouth telling that what that is. You know that mouth telling that everything coming out that mouth is exactly what it say it is. She ain't lying about nothing. You could tell. I could just. You can't read people. I could read the girl and tell her. I tell her she with passion. Worth $10 million and got passion for the poor. Donnie, you could learn some personal life lessons from Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine, baby, if I knew you, I'll have you. If you lose this election, baby, I'm going to get you to school a lot of people. You could learn, she could teach you personal life lessons. How to be worth $10 million and still walking back there in the hood with people with nothing. But this is what I want to ask you, Omar. Real talk. Tell me this. James Telerico's argument, okay? Talarico's argument is that I'm going to go after Republicans and independents. You need Republicans and independents to win Texas, right? Jasmine's argument is, no, the problem is we got more Democrats than Republicans. It's just our Democrats aren't voting, okay? Let's see if she's right. First day of early voting in Dallas. Let's see if she's right. Because we identified, Donnie, the majority of Democrats, registered Democrats who aren't voting as black voters. Well, so let's see what's going on in Tarrant County, okay? You got to remember, Tarrant County is 50% non-Hispanic white, 49% if I'm not mistaken. So it's a lot of white people, okay? Look, in 2018, Beto O'Rourke, President Trump was president. In that midterm, you had 1,786 Democrats voted. You had 2,736 Republicans voted. In 2020, you had 3,064 Democrats, almost 3 times as much. Now, they showed up. In 2020 for Joe Biden, they showed up. But you had 3,851 Republicans voting on first day in Tarrant County. You know, it's only day 3 now, so I ain't looking at day 2 stats, but they high too, okay? In 2022, it went back down. Only 2,300 Democrats, but the Republicans still going up. 4,400 Republicans. In 2024, it hit almost the floor. 2,100 Democrats, but the Republicans still going up. That's why they winning by 14 points. 5,500 Republicans. But in 2026, you got 8,000 Democrats who went in and voted. Donnie, 8,355. 4 times as many as last year and almost 3 times as many as any year on this map, Omar. You had 8,000 Democrats vote in Tarrant County for the first year. First time it was more than the Republicans. Look at the blue lines. Look at the blue lines. So this year, look, this the blue lines for 2026. That's this year. The blue line then passed the red line. Why more people going to vote in Dallas County? Tell me that. The Democratic establishment. Riddle me that. New York and Washington, D.C. Democrats. James Carville. Riddle me that. Riddle me why You got more Democrats voting now in Dallas than Republicans. Riddle me that. Why? Why? Why more Democrats vote now in Houston than Republicans? Riddle me that. Why? And you want to go keep on propping money into the fake people he know he gonna lose. He see what's going on. That's why I done spent $25 million and she done spent $2 million and it ain't enough. I need more money. I gotta pull a trick. I gotta sham her. But we Democrats and we want both of them to win. I gotta pull a trick. And listen, they so stupid. Democratic Party so stupid, they thought President Trump wouldn't win. They look at Jasmine like she a female Trump. They thought President Trump wouldn't win. They need more polished candidate. And what happened? He walked the dog on them. He turned almost every county red because the country is tired of fake. Listen, the country tired of him too. Don't get me wrong, Omar. They tired of him because they see he a politician too. But that politician who come out like Jasmine and just who give it to you raw. Listen, it's probably, bro, you think it's white people who voting for her, it's Republicans and Hispanics. And when they see her, they might think what some of y'all think, she is kind of ghetto, but she real. How many people in here voted for President Trump? Donnie, you voted for President Trump. Y'all tell him President Trump on the Epstein list. Y'all told him President Trump grabbed a woman. See, we ain't saying nothing about this, but President Trump said, hey, eating the cats and the dogs. President Trump said they building a wall in that pit. Yeah, he got his problems, but they still voted for him because they feel like he real, he authentic. That's what I'm saying. That's what wins. That's what wins with the voters. That's why they showing up for Jasmine. That's why she beating them in the polls. That's why Emerson tried to cheat for him. You trying everything you can. The establishment trying everything they can, and they do not understand if they put that propped up white boy up there, that other white boy gonna smash him. Because Ken Paxton ain't no prop up. Ken Paxton ain't no prop up. That white boy is what he is. He don't care. And the Republican, the white people in Texas love him. James Telerico, you're not getting as many white people to like you as Ken Paxton do. You're not raising more money than Ken Paxton. So you need minorities and blacks in a majority minority state. We not enthusiastic about you, James. That's why you got to keep spending money because it's not enough voters there to support you. It don't matter how much the establishment wants. Barack Obama himself could want you to win. You think voters of Texas care because Obama wants you to win? The voters don't care. They don't care because Obama wants you to win. You think the voters care because Obama wants them to win? The voters don't care nothing about that. They want something real. And they know that dude, that ain't real. The black people at least know that. And the Hispanic people know it too. I heard a couple of Hispanic people were saying he too soft. That's not real. Now you talking about impeach President Trump. Bro, I don't believe nothing that dude say. He'll do anything to win. And he a preacher who will do anything to win. Just take the L, bro. You know she beating you, so I ain't gonna pull no tricks. I'm gonna take the L, but I'm gonna maintain. I'm saying he posted a lie. He said the FCC banned him. If President Trump really was a jerk, they could sue him for that. That's defamation. That's slander. The FCC, yeah, I'm serious. You know how President Trump is now. He wild with that stuff. The FCC ain't banning you for, you know President Trump, he'll sue anybody. Yeah, you know that man wild with that. I won't play with him like that. Don't none of y'all put yourself in the position President Trump will sue you now. He'll sue you and get the money to charity. He'll do it just for the point, especially if you a liberal or a Democrat running a commercial saying impeach Trump. And you got the money for that commercial off a line on the FCC. Jasmine ain't gonna tell you like that. She ain't on his side. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. This is his character. It comes down to character. This dude is not the future of the Democratic Party. Omar, Mandami, let's watch this. I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to show you who at his rally, and let's look at Mandami, okay? Let's look at the spending. Mandami campaign spending. See, here's the thing. Just like Telerico, Mandami was largely unknown. Just like Telerico. But the difference is Telerico is spending he done outraised the known candidate by 10 and spending all that money and still losing. And Como was the known candidate against Mandami, and he outspent him too and lost. In the 2025 New York City mayoral race, Mandami was significantly outspent by independent expenditure committees, super PACs, that was supporting his rivals, despite his own campaign's robust fundraising from small donors and public matching funds. While Mandami's official campaign was well funded, the total financial weight against him was nearly 2.5 times greater than the amount spent. He raised $17 million. But $56 million was spent against him. Mandami raised $17 million, but $56 million was spent against him. James Telerico made $26 million and $2 million spent against him, and he's still losing with $2 million spent against him. Against a candidate that y'all said is weak in the general election. If the candidate weak in the general election, why he losing? If he the future of the Democratic Party, why he's struggling against a candidate y'all said weak in the general election? Ain't none of what you saying is making sense, and the Democrats can't even see it. You got a propped up poster board, and if you take him to Texas, Ken Paxton gonna split that poster board in half. The only chance you got is with Jasmine. Now tell me what I just said that didn't make sense. Okay, Omar, come with it. What are you talking about? I'm sorry, I just told you basically the live stream. That's basically all I'm saying is because, Omar, I'm saying that you said why I said that about him, he a Christian, and I'm saying because he ain't what you think he is. He a liar. He'll lie to the people for money. He ain't authentic and real, bruh. We don't want no liars. We want authentic people. You know what I'm saying? Angus, the wealthy ain't all the way leaving New York. That's not factual. What city got the most millionaires and billionaires in the world? Google it real quick. Omar, tell me what you're talking about, though, so I can talk about it with you. My bad. Look at the largest growing economies in the U.S. Top 5 are red. What you talking about? State economies? Maybe. I know Texas is one of them, but you saying largest growing, but look how far you got to grow to outgrow California. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't hating on Texas. You know, I'm independent, and that's what I'm saying. If I'm a black man and I'm voting, and I go in there and I vote for Jasmine, I'm looking for Jasmine. That's what got me in here. So that means that your Democratic candidate gonna get more votes, but me, I'm gonna vote for Greg Abbott. You feel me? I'm voting for Governor Abbott and Jasmine. Yeah, and Governor Abbott spending $1 million against Jasmine. That's crazy. And I guarantee you, the majority of independents in Texas, that's how they vote. They vote for President Obama and they vote for President Trump. Yup. They vote for Mandami and President Obama. Yup. They vote for Governor Shapiro and President Trump. Yup. That's how they vote. They vote both ways. So that's what I'm saying. I will vote for Governor Abbott and for Jasmine. But I'm saying if Jasmine ain't on that ticket, I ain't even showing up. Most black people ain't showing up for that white boy. Your numbers going right back to what they were in 2024. Yeah, you're going to be less than VP Harris. You had 2,100 people show up for VP Harris day one in Tarrant County. You see what I'm saying? Less than VP Harris. Shoot, ain't nobody gonna show up for him. I'm trying to tell you, y'all pass up Jasmine if you want to, and put a poster board up there that you trying to outspend money on. You gonna get in a money war. Governor Abbott sitting over there with $100 million. He need $5 million to win that race. He probably don't need $5 million to win that race. He probably could win that race with less than $5 million. He's sitting $100 million. He spent $1 million against Jasmine already. This the governor. You ain't got to worry about super PACs. He's the governor. He bogarting the Republicans in his state. You feel me? So what you think he gonna do against them? They gonna beat that boy to sleep. They gonna beat that little soft fake line preacher to sleep. Good morning, Ahmad. How you doing, my brother? Omar, I'm gonna scroll back and see what you're saying. Texas has been turning blue in the last couple of elections. The number has been projecting a blue sweep for the midterms, so it seems like there are secret Dems there. Yeah, Omar, there's a bunch of secret Dems. A bunch of them in Texas. I'm sorry, bro. I get passionate when I do what I do. You see what I'm saying? Because I win. And I know what it takes to win. You see what I'm saying? And you got people that they just don't know what it takes to win. That's why VP Harris lost. Because you surrounding her by people that don't even believe in it. People who wanted Josh Shapiro to run. Well, Josh Shapiro wasn't on the ticket, my brother. You want Democrats, y'all want to win or lose. You're not winning with that dude. He just showed us everything we need to see. You know how when a quarterback, you know, Tyler Shuck, you know, the Saints Rookie of the Year quarterback, you know what I'm saying? He a Rookie of the Year, you know, he a rookie. We got to put him out there in the game situation, see what he got. Telerico, he a good-looking candidate, like I said yesterday. Put him out there in the game situation, he fumbling. He over there lying. You done gave him all the money. He missing it. He can't. Bro, you done had 18 months to tell the people. You don't think, if you can't tell, oh, Texas is a big state. Texas ain't that big of a state. You done had, bro, this boy been doing this since September. Before Jasmine got in the race, I would have been at least even with her. Shoot. But they polling people after she get in the race, she still whooping you. So you done spent all this money on, he done spent over $10 million just this year. Because if it say 7.5, he done prayed for he done prayed and told a lie for the 2.5 million. He finna spend that because he need that too. He's spending everything he got, all 30 million. And she gonna spend 50 cents and beat you. That boy is not the future. Against a candidate, you saying she that flawed. If she that flawed, why he struggling? Ain't nothing you saying is making no sense. It's a postcard. Omar, this ain't against you. I've been wanting to tell the Democrat Party this for a long time. They all feeling good when I'm talking about President Trump and the Republicans. It's y'all time. Y'all trying to set up a postcard. And that postcard gonna get you shallowalked in the election. That boy is not that. He is not no Mandami. If you outspend him 3-1, he not gonna win. And all them people you see in Dallas and Houston that's showing up to the polls, they not showing up for him. Y'all know that. Everybody knows that. They not up there for Mandami. What's up? What's up? What's up? Angus says wealth leaving New York for lower taxes, and also wealth is running from California and droves all for lower taxes. Is this a good idea from Mandami? Paul, amen to that, my boy. Somebody says NYC is in dire straits. It might be. It might be. You know what I'm saying? What I really need to do with that, I got a stream coming up on that. But like, if New York City's in dire straits, why wouldn't you be for a millionaire tax? Oh, because the millionaires, they gonna vote and run against you if you for that. But what's gonna help the people? I'm saying you got to get the money. How else you gonna get the money? Tax the rich. That's what Ghost been screaming. Y'all know that. That's what Ghost been screaming, tax the rich. Yeah, y'all, we could look up. One thing I told y'all, I want to show y'all something. This is Telerico rally. This is Telerico rally. Yeah, I'm passionate about winning and losing, my boy. Some people, they calm. They lose calmly. I'm not going to lose. I'm going to turn up. You see, you know what I'm saying? Telerico, I mean, you spending all that money, that's not how you win. You need to turn up. He don't know how to turn up. That's why he losing. Jasmine know how to turn up. That's how she winning. Y'all don't understand politics a combat sport. All that little sissy file on the sideline stuff, that's why you going to lose. Oh, what's up, Miami? You gonna lose doing that stuff. President Trump know that, bro. People are sick and tired of these politicians. Like I said, they won't change. People don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Let's see, Telerico rally. Let's look at his rally. Let's see who at his rally. The front pictures. Who at his rally, y'all? Y'all look at his rally. Can you see it? Hold up. Oh, they moved it. Look, while they playing that one, look at the one with the American flag. Look at the people in this rally. That's what I do. I count one. This Texas two now. Two, they a couple. In this picture, I count two brown people in the whole picture. This is rally. This Texas, a majority minority state. I count two brown people in the whole picture at his rally. Ain't nobody else gonna do this. That's how Ghost Mind work. I look at all his rallies. I went through all his rallies. It ain't nothing but white people showing up at his rallies. He can't win no election in Texas like that. I'm just being real. Show me a rally he did with mostly minorities there. Jasmine, when she come out and speak, it ain't just about the people that surround you, though. But it is about the people that surround you. It ain't, but it is. I'm saying I guarantee, go to the polls and look at who going in there and vote for Telerico. I'm trying to tell you, you ain't got to listen to me. This is how I'll be smarter than you, about picking up weird and quirky stuff like that. That makes me smarter than you, because you might not pick that up. But I'm telling you, that's what's going on. Guaranteed, 1,000%. He don't have enough support with the minority voters. And you don't have to listen to me if you want to, but I'm trying to tell you that. Hold on real quick. Let me get Jasmine page, her YouTube page. When I look who around Jasmine.
But we saw what we could do specifically in Texas 30. Because here this week, we knew that they were trying to open another ICE.
Why wouldn't I surround myself with the people? Why wouldn't I surround myself with the kind of people I wanted to vote for me? That's what's wrong with the people that I represent. That's what's wrong with President Trump. That's who in her district. Hispanics and blacks. So I'm surrounded with Hispanics and blacks. When I want to vote for me, it's Hispanics and blacks. When I'm at the Hispanics and blacks. If she win the Hispanics and blacks, it's over with. There's more Hispanics. There are more Hispanics and blacks in Texas than white people. And the Republicans got a whole lock on the white people. How you going to beat the Republicans if just white people vote? That's why the Democrats losing, idiot, because it's just white people voting. And just white people vote, the Republicans gonna beat the snot out of you as a Democrat. Because if you white in Texas, more than likely, you probably more likely to be Democrat. It's a bunch of white Democrats in Texas, but it's a lot more white Republican. Who mostly vote for Democrats? If you go that far down, let's say Houston, all the black people who vote for them, it's the black and the Hispanics, you idiot. Make it make sense. But they want to prop up the white poster board, though, because it's a white boy who going after Republicans, even though the whole country moving to the left. This is the environment in the country, the whole country. We done seen, these are the smart people in the Democratic Party. They're so smart. They all finna get mollywop. When you gonna go to victory and snatch defeat out the mouth of victory. So you got the whole country moving to the left, and this idiot trying to reach Republicans. Oh, look, here we go get the white dude who can reach the Republicans, and everybody in Texas, in the whole country, and Mississippi. Look, you talking about a district in Texas that President Trump won by, 17, and then the Republicans lose by 14. So everybody in the left, and he trying to go to the center with the Republicans. What? This dude a whole dum-dum. That's why you spending $50 million and it's not enough money. Is you a little dum-dum. But he the future of the Democratic Party. Let I don't want to say President Obama, but let them Washington, D.C. Democrats tell it. Oh, we like Telerico, a little lying preacher dude. He a little lying preacher dude. Oh, yeah, President Trump and the FCC banned me some money because you know bad President Trump. And then he gonna come out with his next campaign. He's so sneaky. He a I know I could talk to his parents. I could tell you the kind of little dude he was. He a little deceptive dude, little preacher. Who impeach? Now he said he moved all the way to the left now. He got a cause to impeach President Trump. Look, I'm telling you, that's his new commercial. He done played the game all the way out. I'm calling out his campaign. I know how they do business behind the scene. Jasmine can't do it like this. She got loyalty to people. I ain't got loyalty to none of them clowns. So he behind the scenes now. Impeach. He's saying impeach President Trump. Really, he done snuck over to the left, and he want to impeach President Trump just because CBS decided not to let Jasmine do an interview too. They decided they had this whole scheme plotted out. And so we ain't going to let, or not CBS decided, Colbert decided not to let Jasmine do an interview. So impeach President Trump. I raised $3 million off this little falsehood, and then I'm going to do a campaign saying impeach President Trump, because the truth of the matter is we just didn't let Jasmine do it because we know we listen, when CBS gave them the option to either let Jasmine do it too, we can't let her do it. We getting cream rocked by her. We can't let her do it. We just gonna come up with this lie because we need the money anyway. And we know if we blame it on President Trump, we know they gonna feel sorry for us, these little dodo bird, peon brain white people, but they got all the money. But they gonna feel sorry for us, so they gonna give us some money, the money that we need. We gonna take that money, and now we gonna try to play it off and act like we mad about President Trump because he blocked us from. So now we saying impeach, because the real thing is we moving to the left because that's where he should have ran. How are you gonna be courting independents and Republicans and everybody at your campaign is young white people? So you got progressives. If you do more of a leftist or a progressive, that's how you get blacks and Hispanics. It's by being left and progressive. So I'm saying if he go all the way left and progressive, then he gonna have more blacks and Hispanics supporting him, and he's still gonna get them white people because he white. They gonna show up for him anyway. So I'm saying he out there and he do that little stuff in that little bitty district in that little state race. It don't work in the state of Texas. That's not gonna work. He out there trying to play the white people game again. See, in the Republican, now he gonna try to split to the left. Bruh, no, man, that dude is not no future in no Democratic Party. I'm sorry. I just gotta do it to y'all. Y'all want him to win so bad, but he gonna get mollywop. You stupid. The one you wanted somebody, President Trump, to lose so bad, but you don't understand that the people gotta vote, and the people don't want that fake stuff. Excuse me from screaming. They're not understanding it. Listen, Donnie, how long I've been doing these Jasmine for Texas? Since December. Bro, we are in February. That's 60 days. They still ain't getting it. They still trying to prop the little poor little thing. And I'm trying to show you, if he can't be her, and you said she is a liability or a bad candidate, but he can't be her. So how you gonna win against Paxton? You can't outraise or outspend Paxton. Paxton got a name in Texas too. He been in Texas politics for generations. Not general, but over 10 years. He got a name too. Paxton 3 terms as attorney general. So he got a name just like, so now Telerico, he got a name just not with the Republicans. Oh, I got a name with the Republicans because I've been trying to court the Republicans. It don't make no sense. Man, Dami was outspent 3-1. And he raised a lot of money just like Telerico did. But he still was outspent and outwon. Telerico raising money, but he trying to spend, and it's not going to work. The people looking at him and saying that's why only white people at his rallies. Listen, the people who are at his rallies is going to vote for him. I guarantee you the majority of them people at his rallies voting for him, because a lot of people vote and never go to a rally. So if you got enough enthusiasm to go see that person in person or pay them out your pocket, I'm telling you, I know marketing and advertising, that's your customer. That person more than likely is voting for him. Ain't nothing but white people in his rallies. And 2 brown faces in Texas. And he courting independents and Republicans. Tell me what I'm saying ain't right. He coming out telling you that's who he going after. And you wonder why you spent $100 million and still losing when the whole electorate then ran to the left. And he over here trying to get Trump, real Trump, not the people who vote back. Them people who vote back and forth, he don't realize that. They're not looking at the data in the special elections. The people voting back and forth, they already over there on the left. It ain't going to the right. They already went to the left. All you got to do is fire that base up. And Telerico come out, he ain't even fooling with the base. He out here trying to get independents and Republicans. But thank you for those white people that you did pick up. A lot of them going to come follow Jasmine once we bump you out the way. I appreciate that, Telerico. Because Jasmine, she not running her campaign all the way over there to the right like that. She going to stay mostly over here. She might put a toe or two over there towards the middle or the center, but most of it, she going to stay over here. She don't have to. Just like President Trump, she's just going to be real and authentic and let the chips fall where they may. But being real and authentic is how you get more Democrats in Dallas to vote than you ever did before, or than you have since past Beto, 4 times more than you did last year. That's how you do it, being real and authentic. You beat the Republicans on day one in early voting, Democrats. Round of applause. How you do it? Now with James Telerico, we're giving you the playbook, idiot, but they just can't stand the thought of a black woman. It's got to be the white boy. Even if we lose, it's got to be the white boy. It's just sad to see that come from some of y'all Democrats who's supposed to be about black people now. We send you foo-foo VP Harris, and then now you foo-foo and Jasmine. I'm going to start looking at you sideways. You supposed to be about black people, and you want that white boy to win. And he can't win. He a weak candidate. He's a weak candidate. He need money, and he ain't getting traction. 6 days before the election, he knew what time it was. That's why he said we gonna spend something that ain't in our budget, because we losing. And he know that. Yeah, in Texas, Donnie, they just growing, period. If you look at the graph, Donnie, in Texas, the Republicans just grow, period. I don't know where they're getting the voters from. Donnie, where Republicans getting voters from in Texas? I don't know. Whatever y'all, President Trump, you scared of America turning brown, you need to go to Governor Abbott, because it don't matter. Texas turned brown and he's still holding on to Republican power. I don't know how he doing it, but he doing it. Republicans had 2,736 voters on day one in the Tarrant County primary. In 2018, in 2020, they had 3,800. That's 1,100 more. In 2022, they had 4,400. That's 600 more. In 2024, they had 5,500. That's 1,100 more. And even though the Democrats beat them in voting in 2026 on day one in Tarrant County, the Republicans still show 6,500 at the polls. They are increasing their vote in the state of Texas every 2 years. It don't matter what y'all Democrats do. The Republicans are increasing their vote. If that many people are showing up on day one, listen to me. This is 1,000 more people they had to show up and vote. And in a year, it's supposed to be unenthusiastic for the Republicans, President Trump. and they still had 65 people. So they had 1,100 more than they did last year. They outpacing. You come in there with playing with James Telerico if you want to, y'all gonna get molly. Them Republicans gonna molly. They're gonna molly. You need an explosion. You need a wild card. You need just like when America said, man, flip on it. We gonna run Obama. And when they saw he could win at first, Barack Obama, did they think you could win at first? Did they think you could win at first, sir? Before you went into Iowa or New Hampshire, wherever, did they think you could win at first? No. The same thing with Jasmine. They didn't think President Trump was going to win no time. Real and authentic. President Obama probably the last scripted politician, because you wouldn't say that Joe Biden was a scripted. I love you, President Biden. You know I love you, big dog. Hey, you wouldn't say President Biden the scripted politician. President Obama might be the last scripted politician we ever have in America. Wake up. Get it from somebody who's smarter than you. Wake up. That script stuff, ain't nobody want that. He's scripted. He on script. I'm standing 10 on independents and Republicans. And this how you win. Nope, I was just playing. I'm going to sprint to the left. You don't know what you're doing. Lying, flipping, getting spending money, ain't managing the money right, wasting money on Super Bowl ads. This who you want. This your future. He's not no Mandami. You can't stop trying to set up something. You're going to get mollywopped. Especially with President Trump and them watching them elections. You know they're going to watch them elections in Texas like an eagle hawk. You're not going to be able to cheat. So you put this dude up here who's some figurehead, some little cardboard figure that you just want him to be the senator for the Democratic Party. But that's not what the people want. So you're going to give him a whole lot of, and you're going to go in Texas. This ain't America. This Texas. Y'all might be able to pull some slick stuff in America. President Trump say y'all be cheating. I don't know. All I know is no Democrats ain't going to cheat in Texas. You're not going to get to cheat and win in Texas. No, it's not going to happen. You need to beat them. And you're going to have to beat them in an unorthodox way with a candidate who could drive the base. You got the numbers. You just got to get them people to the polls. That's your only job, Democrat. You got the numbers. You got your black candidate that they adore. The black community adore. The Hispanics adore. The Democratic Party adore. She could have done all that stuff for y'all Democratic Party, and y'all could be leaving Jasmine for that white boy. But what I'm saying, the voters not fake like you. We gonna stand with her, 10 toes, loyalty. So if he had to cheat to beat her, or if he tries to cheat to win, that's why you gonna get cream crop, Mr. Lying Preacher dude. You think God gonna be with your lying preacher dude? I'm sorry. Listen, this is all I'm gonna say before we get ready to go to that time, y'all. We got 30 more minutes if you guys want to donate. This is all I'm gonna say. This is how I'm gonna go at Ken Paxton when Jasmine wins. Don't get mad because I'm at James Telerico. I'm not a Democrat. I'm a Jasmine supporter. I'm not a Democrat. I'm an AOC supporter. If AOC was in a primary like that with some dude I didn't know, I'm going to tell him before it starts, don't run. Because if you run, and every time you try to get a leg up like that, I wish I had a bigger platform, I'm going to give them the ammunition to beat you right back into place. Don't run against her. If AOC run for Senate, don't run against her. She run for president, that might be a little different because there's a lot of candidates probably going to run that I'm fond of. I might stay out of that. If you run for president, I'll stay out of that. You running for president, not in no Democratic nomination against her in Texas. You crazy as I don't know what. If VP Harris would have ran for governor in California, whoever was in that race against her, I'd have been clobbering her. Every chance I get, I'm clobbering. In Telerico, every chance I get, I'm a clobber you. Every opportunity. The people need to know the truth. You went out there with that Colbert thing and you lied to the people to get money to move to the left. And you spending way more money than she is because you're not that good of a candidate. You ain't no Mandami. They just trying to prop you up and make you that. You not that. And all those voters, just like she said, if I was the Democratic Party and I had half a brain, I heard both of their arguments. Now, this ain't about no race and you ain't impartial. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I heard both of their arguments. At the end of their arguments, he's scrambling for more money, and she got more Democrats out than Republicans for the first time ever. So what I'm going to do, if I was a Democrat, I'm going to make sure she win. Because whatever she talking about, if we can mobilize those voters, we know we got the numbers. All of this stuff goes saying is facts. If she can mobilize those voters, that is lights, camera, action. Just like we be saying. Donnie, Angus, y'all, man, I love y'all, man. Y'all know where I'm at. Out here in the same spot. You know what I'm saying? Do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no haters can't tell me nothing. I feel like Yeezy, baby. What a hater gonna tell me, bruh? You know what I'm saying? Tell that hater to go brush his teeth, y'all. Hey, y'all, love y'all, man. Hudson Valley, baby. Y'all know how we do. Been kicking it with y'all for 2.5 hours. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about President Trump and celebrating Black History Month at the White House, y'all. You know what I'm saying? If not, bro, it's the 30-minute warning. If you guys want to donate to the channel, hit that button with the $ in it. We could go for an hour and a half, guys. Y'all know how we get down. Yeah, boy. Yeah. What's going on, Angus and Donnie? What we got going on now, bye. What we talking about down there, gentlemen? I know y'all having a very candid conversation. You know what I'm saying? If y'all hadn't liked the video, make sure y'all double tap the screen for me. Y'all subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Them channel memberships, $2.99, man. I need to do more members only content, and then we gonna have to start them promotions back up YouTube real soon. We gonna have to get y'all taken care of and get them promotions kicking again. You know what I'm saying? Real soon, YouTube. So you know what I'm saying? Y'all Google ads where it's at though, real talk. That's how I grew this channel. Google ads. You know what I'm saying? Them videos, I ain't trying to, bro, I'm not a YouTuber. You tell a streamer like academics and them that you promoting your stuff. I'm not no streamer, bro. I'm just a regular dude, like a litigator. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll pay Google in a heartbeat to promote something. Jasmine need to be spending that money on Google too. Every time they open up their phone, they need to be saying Miss Pretty. That's what I call it. You know what I'm saying? James Telerico, if I catch you in Round Rock, boy, nah, let me stop. Where my girl Smassy? When I see you. Look, this is what I'm saying though. Democrats, like President Obama, you need to run Michelle. Like I'm saying, what like I don't know what you, cause I'm saying like I look at Jasmine and I say Jasmine is about as good as a black candidate as you gonna get, bro. I'm saying like y'all see if you get President Trump that's a little rough around the edges and he fly, people overlook his whatever. Why won't they overlook Jasmine whatever imperfection she had? So they can overlook the white man's imperfection, even when it comes to committing felonies and doing all that. But y'all can't overlook the black girl because she too ghetto for you. You can't overlook that and vote for her. You can't overlook she too ghetto for you and vote for her. But you can overlook the white man, billionaire, millionaire who on the Epstein list, not hating on President Trump. That's what I'm saying. That mentality and logic don't make no sense. Let somebody smarter than you school you, who don't gotta be on legacy media. I don't need to be on legacy media. I don't need to be on legacy media. Let somebody smarter than you school you. It don't make no sense. You could vote for the white man who got felonies, been convicted of sexual assault on the Epstein list, and people overlook all that and vote for him. But I'm saying she ain't on no Epstein list. She ain't got no felonies for touching people improperly. She ain't got none of that. She just talk a little ghetto. But the white dude, he talk real ghetto too. President Trump might as well be, he the blackest president ever. I'm surprised more black people ain't voted for him. He blacker than Bill Clinton. That's why the black people who like him, they like him. Cause I'm saying like but Jasmine though, cause she a black female, she ain't got none of that corruption on her. Because she a black female, that little ghetto that you think she talking, that's a non-starter. She can't win. But I'm saying y'all voting for the dude that is past ghetto. I'm gonna take Greenland with military force. He reckless with his mouth. But the American people look past that and voted for him, but they can't vote for the black female because she just talk a little ghetto. It don't make no sense. There was a small town with only a few people in it. A strong king came and mounted an attack, building trenches and attack posts around it. There was a poor but wise man in that town whose wisdom saved the town, but he was promptly forgotten. That's what Ecclesiastes 15:16 says. The wisdom of one poor wise man. He saved the whole city. But he wasn't remembered for it. He was forgotten. See what I'm saying? Like, Donnie, they could forgive me for my wisdom, but I got the wisdom to save the whole country. Trust me, I put that on everything. Donnie says I voted for McCain over Obama. John McCain was a hero. I ain't saying nothing about President. Oh, come on, man. President, it's just because we black, man. And it's not you taking sides or being racist. It's just the thought of having a black man knowing that I'm a black man too. So black men have an opportunity in America to be president now. So that's, you never could take away from that. That's a personal. But I'm saying, as far as you saying about John McCain, he was a hero. President Trump don't like John McCain because he saved the Affordable Care Act. John McCain had a lot of integrity. John McCain had a lot of character. See, that's back in the day where you had those one or two maverick type politicians. I don't know no mavericks like no John McCain. John McCain is a living legend. Look, Big Newt Gingrich, you could say you a living legend, and yeah, he is. I ain't gonna lie, in Republican circles, just like Karl Rove. Some of them dudes are just legendary. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, like, yo, boy, real talk. John McCain, he's super goated. Look, I'm an independent, so I'm telling you, all y'all hear me talk about good about is Democrats. You really don't never, besides President Trump, of course, y'all know Big President T, that's my dog. So, you know what I'm saying? You'll hear me talk good about him or the economy sometimes. But I'm saying you really don't never hear me just individual Republicans. Besides Marco Rubio, I give Senator Graham or President Bush, the second one, his son, got to specify these days. Be careful who name you call. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, of course, Governor Abbott, you know, it's some Republicans. You hear me, Cindy Hyde-Smith, Nikki Haley. It's a lot of them I give love to. But I'm saying just like supporting them like how I do Jasmine. You don't see that, but I'm saying John McCain. If I had a podcast when John McCain was alive, I would have rolled with John McCain. That boy had integrity like this world. And you don't see the stuff like that no more. It just goes. I'm going to just call it. It don't matter what party. Nobody care. I don't care nothing about what party you in. I don't care about what color you are. I don't care about how much money you got. I don't care if you're not a Christian. I'm going to judge you by two things. The words coming out your mouth and your actions. Ain't nothing else gonna matter. If I bring up your race or your money, it's because you created that. I swear. If I meet a complete stranger, I'ma just sit there and whatever energy they have, that's how they gonna get judged. It's a dude walking up here right now. I could just go out there and tell him however he respond, that's what that is. I'm like, I wouldn't say I'm a recluse. Some people have called me that, but I can't be a loner or just, I'll be set. I'm not a loner though. That's not the kind of person I am, but I do be set off. And I'm really not at this time interested in no females. So that's just what that is. But I'm really not a loner though. But I'm saying like, if I was like kicking it or like, I don't know, man. I'm just a different kind of dude, man. This what real look like, y'all. If you haven't liked the video, y'all double tap the screen. 2 hours and 40 minutes. Donnie said he black too. What does that have to do with anything? It has to do with, well, you don't have the same. Donnie, why you vote Republican? I'm saying, number one, are you a Christian, Donnie? I'm saying number one, like, I didn't see President Trump having a lot of loud Christian values. That's number one. Really, you know. But then number two is that I told you I don't agree with the Republicans' economic plans. So as a Christian, I don't agree with Jasmine Crockett believing that a little boy could change his sex. You feel that? I've been clear about that. I'm not trying to duck from that smoke. You feel me? Even though that's my baby, I don't believe in two men getting married. You see what I'm saying? As a Christian, But I also have enough wisdom and common sense, and I understand government enough to know that Jasmine Crockett is not going to have anything to do with two men getting married or transgenders. I don't even think it'll come up in a vote in her term in the Senate. And if it came up in a vote, the Supreme Court has made that decision in all those cases. Roe v. Wade, that's a court case. So I'm saying, like, it don't, to me, okay, she could support something I don't support. But I'm saying the reason why it's not a non-starter. Look, if she had the authority to just change laws arbitrarily, Jasmine can. She could just make it to where, okay, two little boys could go in the bathroom. If I had a hypothetical daughter, that's what I'm gonna call her, my hypothetical daughter. And they got sex, but they just two little boys. And I'm saying Jasmine is for that. And I know that if my daughter coming back telling me, Daddy, it's boys in the bathroom. I'm saying they look like girls, but they boys though, for real. And they in the bathroom. They were born little boys and they in my bathroom. And she don't understand what's going on. And I'm saying if that situation, I could tie that to Jasmine's direct pen, actions, words. If I could tie that to Jasmine, then I would blame that on Jasmine. Because she walking around. Listen, that's like, Donnie, me saying I walk around and I support President Trump. And I'm saying I ain't voted for him. I ain't did nothing for him. How I support him? Oh, I'm on the podcast, on the live stream, and I'm litigating for him. You know, I give him advice or try to give him advice as much as I can. I guess you could say that's supporting. But I'm just saying, like, you know, if you compare that to somebody, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who done gave millions of her own money. You dig that? Non-denominational Protestant, so that's about what I am. Black libertarian. Jasmine is also pro making a law that you could kill babies in the third trimester. Donnie, post that link in the chat. Because if you know that you got that information from somewhere, but you were specific in the third trimester. So, Donnie, I know you be researching. So post that link in the chat for me real quick where that information is. All you got to do is type it in, and once you get it, just go up to the search bar and copy and paste that link right there in that chat so I can see that. I want to click on that and see what that is. Because if her supporting something isn't her able to make it legal, abortion is illegal. If the Democrats get control of the Congress and the Senate, guess what? Hey, Donnie, let me explain something to you. Let me explain government to you. If the Democrats get control of the House and the Senate, Donnie, guess what's going to happen? Abortion still going to be illegal. Oh, okay, because, Ghost, you think you know more about politics than me. That's because President Trump's still president. He just got veto power. Okay. So say we in 2029, excuse me. You got AOC. Nah, I can't do that. You got VP Harris president, AOC vice president, Jasmine Crockett Secretary of State. Say you in 2029. You got hold your nose, stomach, I don't care. This my girl. VP Harris president. Okay. You have Jasmine and them controlling the Senate. You have the Democrats, Hakeem and them controlling Congress. And say they were able to put a law on the books, Donnie, and get a VP Harris, President Kamala to sign it. Guess what? If I'm a Republican, all I'm going to do is challenge that law. I'm going to make a fake play, run a play, get a situation to where I could get a lawsuit, and I'm going to challenge that law. And it depends on where it's at in the district court, the politics play out in the appeals court, and guess where it's going to end up at, Donnie? What's the last court in America that's going to have the final decision on a law. Because if Jasmine Crockett just supported, what does that mean? That means dilly spit. Jasmine Crockett supporting transgenders has about the same effect as if I supported transgender. No, it don't, Ghost. She could actually take a vote to get the law passed, but you don't understand in the end. It's one entity, that third branch of government, y'all. So if you want to vote on transgender and abortion issues, you got to vote that Supreme Court justices. That's who you got to vote for on those issues. Because in the end, they're going to be the ones to make that final decision. Y'all don't understand that. It's like a Republican. I mean, I ain't making fun of people who really are like mentally, because I got a disability. I got a behavior disorder. And I sue you. I don't just stand up for people with disabilities. I got work, skin in the game. Part of the reason I'm in this car right now. Yeah, that's real. But what I'm saying is, it's like I don't see, like, it's like they something wrong. They can't get it. Donnie, she wrote it. Well, all you doing is saying that, oh, okay, well, then you just saying that she authored a bill. You just giving her props. Y'all, Donnie just said that Jasmine Crockett authored a bill, and she only been in Congress for 4 years, and she already writing bills. That's why James Telerico spending $25 million and losing. That's all you saying, Donnie. You ain't saying nothing to me. It ain't law. It's not law. You got a Republican Supreme Court. That's not possible. It's fantasy land. Abortion gonna be illegal in America for a long time. It's gonna get legal eventually when the Democrats control everything. But as long as that Republicans control that Supreme Court, it's gonna get challenged. And it's going to end up in the Supreme Court, and they're going to rule conservative because they conservative. It's easy mathematics. If, like I said, if Jasmine can make a law that affect me personally, if it come to two men getting married, that'll be a different story. But her supporting something ain't changing nothing that's going on in America. There's a lot bigger fish to fry than her just supporting something that won't change something. I'm going to vote for her on something that she can change. You see how I wanted to get loud right there. I'm trying to show y'all need that passion in that moment. Don't get offended. I'm just giving you passion. I want to vote for something on something she could change. She could give you that $25,000 to buy a house. She could do that. They can make that real. If they control all three chambers with Kamala Harris, that shit, bro, I'll be a millionaire if VP Harris get president. You think it's a game. Somebody said Jasmine get elected because I want food stamp in Texas. That's so funny. I don't care nothing about. Listen, let VP Harris get president. I'll be a millionaire, boy. In 5 years, y'all gonna think some corruption going on. Because just how I be talking President, I ain't saying I ain't gonna end up with a bunch of money President Trump. I don't know how it's gonna end. I might end up giving him so much love. I don't know how it's gonna end. I can't speak on that. I'm saying the bread, I know the bread gonna drop. And when the bread drop, I mean, he president. That business working out is working out. And the environment that he created. I'm not saying he get all the credit for it because a lot of it have to do with what I'm doing and a lot of other factors involved. But I'm just saying, I try to be as real about or fair about looking at it as I can. Most Hispanics are against abortion. So are most, well, I don't know. Most Hispanics vote Democrat, though. I bet you Democrats get 70% of the Hispanic vote in Texas come November. At least 70, not 60, 70. I told you, then swung back. 13 points. If you had the Hispanic vote at 57% Democrat, if you got 43% last time, you're going to lose 13 points minimum. You're going to get 30% or less. Some districts, you're going to get like 7% Hispanic. I guarantee you, them Hispanic people in Dallas, they voting for Jasmine. That's why you had more people vote in the Democratic primaries than Republican, because they going up. That's Jasmine. I'm trying to tell you. You ain't listening. Y'all try to make her seem like she just say stuff that y'all don't agree with, that nobody would, that President Trump do that. She don't say stuff as ridiculous as that. Tell me where I'm wrong. I'm saying if you really listen to it, brother, girl is, I don't have to say she's a licensed attorney. The girl's a litigator. She can practice in 2 states on the federal level too. I'm saying, to me, that ain't really, I mean, that's an achievement, but I mean, I guess because I'm a litigator, I look at it like that. But I'm saying, besides that, I mean, you could listen to the girl talk. And I know how, when she first started that campaign, that's why I latched. Listen, in the general election, less and less I'm thinking you got to run to the middle in Texas. You might win with a Mandami kind of campaign or AOC. I don't know. You might need to go to the middle a little. I wouldn't attack President Trump as much directly. And I probably would, like, stay off the stuff that would go viral. But Jasmine know how to go viral. And it works. It worked for President Trump, but it won't work for her. That don't make no sense. Y'all just not that smart. You looking at it from a 1980s politics view, saying, oh, it's a black ghetto girl. She can't win statewide. You know what I'm saying? That's why y'all keep losing, because you can't get up with the times. This what the times is, but you can see it with the white Trump, though. With the white male Trump, I'm going to grab a woman by her pee. I love you, President Trump. I got to make the point. President Trump said it himself. He could kill somebody in Lower Manhattan in the middle of, in the Rockefeller Center and get away with it. On Trump Towers, get away with it. You see what I'm saying? But I'm saying, like, he got people love him because he real. He just say whatever on this. Dana Bash call it attention politics. I call it she just being real. Somebody told me I'm trying to go viral. I'm not trying to go viral. That's just being real. When people don't fit in your definition of what it is, you got a name for it. I'm just being authentic. I'm just being as real as I can. Angus, you talking about me? Look, I'll play some stuff for you. I know what she stand for. I told y'all, if Jasmine win, I'll move back to Texas. Because her and Governor Abbott, I got faith in Governor Abbott. He's just a Republican. But I got faith in Governor Abbott. I lived in Texas I started my business in Texas. The most money I ever got in my life was in Texas. Besides that check I got in Mississippi. But I'm saying I got paid in Texas, bro. You know how many times when I lived in Texas, I got over $4,000 at once? Within 2 years, at least 5 or 6 times. And I didn't start getting it until after I was in there for a little bit. But at least 5 or 6 times, I got over $4,000 with my business in Texas. In Texas. My story is not unique. It's just that I started a business, but I'm saying Texas economy is like one of the fastest, what Donnie said, fastest growing economies in America. Governor Abbott, that's why he gonna win 4 terms. He a Republican. He look, you see how I get at Telerico, even though Telerico can't run. I mean, Governor Abbott can't run against Jasmine. He got a lot of support, even though people he give money, they still winning. He giving money against, they still winning. But he ain't running against Jasmine. So why I'm gonna go against somebody who really I look at as an ally? I go interview. Bro, ask my mama. I said I was gonna go back to Texas. I was gonna try to do an interview with Governor Abbott. Bro, I filed so many lawsuits in the state of Texas enforcing disability law. Governor Abbott got a disability. I wanted to run an operation with government. I'm serious. You know how they start state agencies? It's something that fine businesses for violating the ADA, it'll make Texas a whole lot of money. Because the law on the books, I think, is $75,000 for the first violation of the ADA. Second violation is $150,000. So I'm saying I wrote 7 lawsuits and won all of them in state court in Texas and some in federal court. So I'm saying I'm going to go pitch Governor Abbott and say, hey, you could start with very low expenses, and I'm going to just go find these businesses and I'm going to drop these $75,000 fines on them. And the state of Texas, that's how Texas get money. You don't have to cut everybody's taxes. I'm going to get the money from somewhere else. I'm going to tax it somewhere else. Tax the rich. You see how that fits in Ghost Rider's what he believed? It worked for the state of Texas because you getting these businesses for $75,000 every time they violate the disability law. And how Governor Abbott can't feel what I'm feeling? He in the wheelchair. He know where I'm coming from with this. He's seen it. So I'm saying if you're dealing with that, and I'm saying like, so I'm going to go around taxing these businesses. Texas getting $75,000 every time. And the thing about it, he don't even have to pass the case to Ken Paxton and them to prosecute it. If he got to prosecute it, I'm saying, like, I know I don't have a law license, but if I'm working for the state, I can prosecute the case too. He don't even need a lawyer. I'll do the investigation, go into business, find the business, and then prosecute the case. I'm saying, why not? I was doing it in Texas without the government. I was winning in state court. That's where you're going to prosecute the case at, violation of state law. But ain't nobody getting fined for violating the ADA. You need to be hitting them with that number on the book, 75,000. You violate, you discriminate against a disabled. That's how they do it in California. You discriminate against a disabled person, we gonna tattoo you. We know you. We don't play that discrimination stuff in Texas. That's what kind of state I was trying to turn Texas into under a Republican governor. A Republican governor wrote the ADA into law. So why not? You feel what I'm saying? I guarantee you that's a law Jasmine would be for. She ain't for no discriminating against nobody. No disabled people. That's civil rights. Democrats, that's a lot of reason why I mess with them too. ACLU, them my peoples. On my mama, them my peoples. You talking about go get a job? I ain't finna go try to, oh yeah, he got outside experience. Somebody said, I'm gonna get back to the conversation. Somebody said I had outside experience as a paralegal, boy, because I ain't never worked in a law office. I don't need to work in a law office. I write your attorneys with these documents. So how I'm better than no paralegal? It's the same job. It's the same job. It don't matter if I wouldn't even want to work in your office. I work for Jasmine Crockett. I'm going to work remote. You think if Jasmine hired me, I'm going to be sitting in the campaign office for 20 hours a day? Most of the times I'm going to be trying to duck going on the road with him. Remember, I'm a recluse. I'll be remote. It's just a skill set, man, that you need. That litigate, you want this boy in your corner arguing for you, like I'm finna do for Jasmine right now. My boy said, what Angus said, what Jasmine said that impressed me a whole lot. So let's listen to her talk real quick, though. Listen to my little homegirl talk real quick, though. You know what I'm saying? What has Jasmine Crockett said that impressed me? So look, this is what I'm saying. This is my candidate that's doing an interview. I'm saying I ain't coach her. She ain't my candidate, but she is my candidate. But I'm saying if I were running her campaign, baby girl, you doing an interview. I'm saying ain't no other. I'm talking about word for word. It's like if I was the politician, if you a coach, okay? That's basically what I am. I'm a coach. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand that. Like offensive coordinator, they be up there in the booth. You can't even see them. I'm just calling the plays, boy. I'm quarterback. I run it myself like a quarterback option. I pitch a 10 G's, tell the chick to go shopping. You feel me? I'm just a coach. I'm calling the plays. You gotta understand that. So if I'm calling plays, I'm saying, like Sean Payton probably looking back at the Saints and looking at that new quarterback, Tyler Shuck, and he probably salivating. Because he know that Sean Payton used to be a quarterback. He watched the quarterback play. He know football. So he know in them certain plays, he know this boy think just like me. It's just some coaches and quarterbacks, you put them together. It's a dynasty. It's just it's what it's supposed to be. So I'm saying what caught my attention with her or with ASC, I'm going to play AOC at the Munich Council and hear what she say. That sound like what Ghost be talking about. She talking about civil rights and humanity and the dignity of human beings. Let me play what Jasmine's saying. This is something I would say. This is something I would say myself. I was very impressed with this interview. And I ain't even coach her for.
Energize the Democratic base, but you can also persuade independents and moderate Republicans in the general election.
So first of all, thank you for the question. Specifically talking about energizing the base, I think that is actually where we start. We know that in the state of Texas, we have experienced record low kind of turnout when it comes to our state. We're only turning out maybe a little bit more than 50% of voters that are registered in the state of Texas. I think that this is about exciting Democrats. For the longest, Democrats have kind of sat on the sidelines and not really been excited.
Y'all, what you just heard her say, she said this is about record low turnout, exciting Democrats, and you got more Democrats voting in day one than beating the Republicans. The interviewer asked her, it's about it reaching independents and Republicans. That's what James Telerico was arguing. Let me run it back for you one more time and let you hear baby girl in her own words. I told y'all this was, didn't I post? Look on under Donnie, look under my post on my YouTube page. All you gotta do is just roll it over from videos live, or once you exit the live stream on the phone or on a computer, just roll it over and click on post. I talk what I said on this post. That's where I got it from. The best interview I heard from any candidate all year. What I'm saying, if I was a campaign strategist for a campaign and all I do is got an earpiece in baby girl ear, we could do it right now. I'm just not getting paid for it. So if I'm not getting paid for it, I'm not doing the job like I'm supposed to be doing. Donnie challenged me yesterday because I gave out a wrong fact and he called me on it. So that's why today I go and give y'all the source for all of the information I gave y'all. See what I'm saying? I don't have a producer. I'm not really making that much money. I'm freestyling. He's saying, don't do that. Okay, I'm going to do it right. YouTube probably don't want me to do it either. I'll do it right. But what I'm saying is, though, if I got paid and I'm going a donkey, 24, because I'm saying if I got paid, bro, I'm talking about I'll be like in the office with 30 computers, AI, everything. And I'm talking about if you want me in Texas, I'll be in Texas. Anything you ask me to do, I'm going to do it harder. I go out there and sweat, passing out flyers. And I'm going to do it harder and better than anybody on your squad. That's who I am. But I have a disability, so I could not be around them every single day in the office setting 8 hours a day. I'll never do that again in my life, but I could do the job. In my own office, in my own spot. But I'm saying, like, I know what I'm capable of, and I'm telling you what baby girl capable of. That was the argument. We seen it play out right before our eyes, and Ghost gonna call it for you. I'm gonna let it play out. He asked me, what did I say? What did she say that's so profound? And I've been trying to tell y'all. That was the argument that I had, that I got from baby girl when she said Texas was a blue state. I went and dug. I'm gonna get the number. I gotta go get it right. Okay, just like she said, you had 8,000 people showed up yesterday, and Donnie was questioning that. Where you get that number from? Tarrant County, tx.gov. Had to go find out for real where you got it from. Jasmine ain't telling me, but I'm saying if I worked for her and she told me to go get this number. How many people showed up yesterday? You know, that's what political scientists do. So Donnie challenged me on it yesterday. It's insider information. Donnie, I'm just being lazy. But I stop being lazy and I go, look, where you get it from? How I know how many people showing up in Harris County to vote? Oh, it's the clerk's office, Harris County clerk's office. Go to their website and start digging and find it. Stop being lazy. Or the AI, try to get the AI to find it. But what I'm saying is that I want to see early numbers, what's going on. Because I know what James Telerico and what y'all independent Texas, you got 16 and Trump won by 14 points. You need to win 14. Nah, them 14 points, he won by 13 points of them probably then went back to the left. What Joe Biden lost by in Texas, 5 points? Yeah, Texas is about 5 or 4 points in the presidential election right now. I could promise you that. You get the right candidate on the presidential election, they'll flip Texas right now. You just got to charge up them lazy voters to go vote. I'm sorry, I ain't trying to call black people lazy. I know that kind of could be looked at as racist because that's what they think about black people. But I'm saying, why they not voting? Oh, they not enthusiastic about somebody. Well, give them somebody they enthusiastic about. In Texas, God gave you somebody you enthusiastic about. And you said, no, give me Barabbas. Give me the white line preacher. And I'm sorry, James Telerico, I just got to call it like I see it. You said you wanted Republicans, independents, and the electorate move to the left. This is what she said.
Then you not only energize the Democratic base, but you can also persuade independents and moderate Republicans in the general election.
So first of all, thank you for the question. Specifically talking about energizing the base, I think that is actually where we start. We know that in the state of Texas, we have experienced record low kind of turnout when it comes to our state. We're only turning out maybe a little bit more than 50% of voters that are registered in the state of Texas. I think that this is about exciting Democrats. For the longest, Democrats
I think this is about exciting Democrats. I think baby girl is really smart. I think baby girl is smarter than you guys. I think, Jasmine, baby, that's what I think, because Ghost is smart, and Ghost listens to everybody with an open ear, and I listen to everybody, and I listen to the numbers, and I think that baby girl thinks that baby girl is right, and y'all are wrong. I don't care if she don't win. She gave you the formula. Day one, Tarrant County. All the state you outpaced Democrats, outpaced Republicans. They outvoted Republicans. Energized the base. They charged up, and them people ain't voting. Said, hey, we voting for this one. We got our Barack Obama or our Donald Trump, whatever candidate that make them get charged up, and we voting for this one. She's smarter than you. James Talarico spent $20 million, she spent $2 million, and he's still gonna lose. She's smarter than you. How many people, you talking about seeing that Colbert, how many people you in Texas, Donnie, you think saw that A.G. Bondi and Jasmine Crockett? How many people you think saw that? She's been doing that for years. That's why she's so strong with the Democrats in Texas. You gotta use your brain. You can't be no Democratic strategy. You just looking at Telerico and think, oh, this is the guy because he's a puppet and we could tell him what we want him to do. And you going to get mollywopped. Like year 35, go to year 37. You're going to come with the same paper cut candidate and get mollywopped. You're 39. Y'all going to reach 40 years in Texas before you get it. Miami weren't that slow. Miami went ahead and let that woman run and she walked the dog on them Republicans. 35 years, they finally did it. Oh, yeah, because we are...
kind of set on on the sidelines and not really been excited. And it's not because we haven't had great candidates, but we've had candidates that they just didn't really know. For the first time that I am aware of in a very long time, there's a number of things that are different. Number one, we have people running for every state house, state senate, as well as U.S. House race. We haven't had that since the 90s. Number two, we have a candidate that is actually already known and already has a brand versus us kind of trying to just spend the $100 million for someone to learn their name. Number three, what I think is most important is that we don't focus on what divides us, but focus on what unites us. Right now, whether you're a Democrat, Republican, or independent, you are struggling right now financially. We know this. We know that we've lost 1.1 million jobs, and it's not even.
Bro, I'm talking about, come on now. I'm coaching. I'm calling the plays, quarterback, Drew Breezy. You know what I'm saying? I'm coaching. I'm calling the plays. Come on, coach. It's 3rd down and 12. You in the hurdle. And I'm looking at that defense, and I'm calling the play. Baby girl go from telling you how she got a better strategy on energizing the base in a Democratic primary. I'm going to try to reach Republicans and independents in the Democratic primary when this state is mostly Democrats and then it swung 13 points to the left. That's your hero with that kind of thinking. Y'all got that strategy, so all y'all retarded. That's why y'all going to lose to another President Trump kind of person who real and authentic. You trying to be paper cut. Jasmine ain't being paper cut. She going to be real. That's why she going to win. So this is what I'm saying. So I'm coaching, I'm calling the plays. And so baby girl then pivot from telling you how she's smarter than you, her strategy better than you, to she's saying people are hurting. Republican, independent, or Democrat, they hurting. She went right to affordability. She connecting with them now. She told you how she's smarter than you, and now she connecting with them. She ain't talking about no transgender. She ain't talking about no gay. She sounds very educated. She's found very educated. She using more correct English than President Trump or any white man that you know. With her 14 degrees. She is not no stupid person. She showed you how she's smarter than you with her strategy. I'm calling the play. I done called the post to the middle. I ain't even talking to baby girl. And she ran the post and she executing it perfectly. She go right into Republic. Yeah, she's so partisan. Republican, independent, Democrat. She talking to all of them. But she not going to run a campaign over here whenever she know that's not what she need to do to win. But she still want to help you, Mr. Donnie, Republican in the state. I'm moving to Texas because Jasmine win. I'm moving with Ghost to Texas because Jasmine win. We going to go find Joe Rogan and them. You feel me? When Jasmine win, I'm saying she's still saying Republican, independent, and Democrat, and we know you hurting. The next thing I need you to say, baby girl, you a fighter. Cause they hurting now and you a fighter. So if I'm hurting and she a fighter, then in the fight for me, you know what I'm saying? That's next one. Let's see, I'm calling the play. You know what I'm saying? It's 1st and 10. I want to hit that running back up the middle. Let's see if baby girl hit the play. We ain't even on the same team, right? We ain't even on the same team. You asked me what's special about it. Now, if I'm coaching the play, the next thing I need you to say, baby girl, is that you a fighter. So you know what I'm saying? Come on. Let's
in a full year that this administration is taking over. We know that we have record bankruptcies as it relates to our farmers and ranchers. We know that our small businesses are shuttering. We know that these are a direct result of the policies of this administration.
Oh, she hitting the farmers and ranchers too, bro. Yeah, she all the way out there in Republican field.
And so I don't plan to focus on the things that divide us. I plan to focus on the things that actually unite us. And I think that is a winning message. I think if any...
Unity. How much does Ghost preach unity, Donnie?
anyone wants to talk to you about something other than affordability, you need to tell them to talk to the hand. If they want to talk to you about something other than, say, how you are going to be able to pay for an education for your school or for your children, or pay for childcare for your child, or otherwise, you need to tell them to talk to the hand. I think that right now, every Democrat needs to focus on bread and butter issues. And we know that the Republicans are complicit in all of the pain that we are feeling right now. And so they won't want to talk about bread and butter issues. so long as we do not get distracted and we do not get divided, then we will be in a position to win this race.
Absolutely. And critics worry your style might motivate Republican turnout rather than independent or swing voters. Do you agree that your polarizing image?
It might, her polarizing image, will it affect Republican turnout? See, this is before we saw the results in day one in Tarrant County, when the Democrats voted Republicans. And I promise you, not a lot of Republicans are voting, Donnie, crossover, because they know it's going to be a runoff and they want to vote for their person, who they really want, either Paxton or Cronin. So most Republicans voting in their own primary, because they ain't going to be able to vote in that runoff if they go try to run for James Telerico. So, yeah, those numbers are mostly Democrats who voted over the Republicans. They beat them in Tarrant County for the first time on day one.
Might backfire in the general election, and how would you pivot your messaging to avoid that risk?
Pivot her messaging.
I will tell you that the numbers do not bear that out. So I study numbers and I study trends. In fact,
come on, man. The whole establishment is saying this ain't the way to do it, but this is the way to win. And I agree with her. She studied numbers and she studied trends. Come on, baby. What's she talking about? What you got?
In fact, there was a poll that was quite flawed that recently came out that only took into
the Emerson poll, where Telerico won by 9 points. Listen.
Account 28% Democrats.
So they do a poll. Emerson do a poll in a Democratic primary, and they only asked 28 Democrats and 72 independents and Republicans. In a Democratic primary, when everybody, all the black people in Houston and Dallas showing up for baby girl. But in a Democratic primary, though, you're going to ask 28 Democrats and 72 Republicans, and that's how you give Telerico that advantage. Like, Telerico is a Republican or independent, even though that's who he courting.
So it argued with 28% Democrats, 30% independents, and 42% Republicans.
You have more Republicans in that Emerson poll than you had independents and Democrats. And I'm talking about, this is a Democratic primary poll. And Emerson went and asked more Republicans than they did independents or Democrats who they would vote for out of 2 Democrats in the Democratic primary. That's unbelievable. When this dude is spending millions trying to reach Republicans and independents. Emerson, why would you do something like that?
It argued that would be our electorate, which that is not a reasonable kind of breakdown
That's
of our
not
electorate.
our electorate.
But guess what? While I've only been in this race for a little over a month, there was only one candidate that was leading a Republican, and it was me. And so what it shows
in that same poll against Republicans, only one of them Democrats was beating a Republican, and it was Jasmine.
you is that they have some severe
In that same poll,
vulnerabilities.
look, that poll was more like a general election poll. 28% are Democrats, 30% independents, and 42% Republicans. That's about accurate, you would think, in Texas. And she the only Democrat in that poll that beat a Republican. Come on, man. I know it's complicated. It's hard to catch if you don't have the intelligence to catch it.
With their candidates, but also with the environment and the fact that they are going to actually be going through a runoff. So right now, we've got 2 polls that have had me up over at least one Republican.
And then that's not the last poll that came out with her up from the University of Houston. Man, I'm just trying to say to y'all, I'm sorry, I just, like, in all of the people, everything I see, you know what I'm saying? James Telerico, like Ken Paxton, none of that. I'm saying she just relates the closest to me. I want to do this for AOC too, because I've been wanting to do this. Let me see this. Hey, y'all, guys, man, my phone getting low, man. I'm going to have to get up out of here, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I hate to do that. I'll do that next time when we talk about Mandami. Man, I'm a Christian. I love Jesus. I believe that Jesus suffered, bled, and died on the cross for our sins. I believe he rose again on the 3rd day. I believe he is the way, Jesus is the only way to heaven. He provides salvation through his death for all men. I believe that. I believe Christ is king. I count on Jesus through everything. When I wake up in the morning, I say, this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I love every last one of y'all. If James Telerico don't do nothing spectacular tomorrow, we're going to be talking about President Trump. That's what we're supposed to talk about today. We're going to talk about President Trump and celebrating Black History Month at the White House. Man, I'll see y'all in the morning, 6:45 a.m. Eastern. Titan Brew, I'm sorry I didn't get you in here today. I'll get you in here tomorrow, man. I love y'all. I'll see y'all then.